Welcome, agents, to Strain 56-VDR of the 0 Point Report, a broadcast all about the news surrounding the Secret World IP. Today is Thursday, January 20th, 2022, and I'm your host for this evening, Ocho. With me tonight, we have Waffle.
Oh.
A 2-ton Waffle.
Didn't see you come in. Hi there.
Hey. And we have...
I love how the person that is literally broadcasting the episode is like, oh crap, there's people in the chat. There's people on here talking to me. What? Huh?
That was like Mr. Rogers vibes. Oh hey, welcome. I didn't see you there.
Hold on, let me tie my shoes while I
put on my vest.
Won't you be my neighbor?
My home shoes. He had a specific pair of shoes he just wore in the house. And we have Jimmy the Rabbit.
Thanks. Nice.
Didn't want to forget to say that.
Shoes.
Wow.
Jimmy the Rabbit. Thanks.
Didn't want to say that before I completely went off the rails into somewhere else.
Like, how are you gonna top that?
I caught it.
I don't think you did.
I did.
You caught
just not
it.
well. It almost fell.
The way that you see like the guy at the end of Die Hard, like falling from the roof. You're like, ah! All right, Jimmy the Rabbit.
All right, Jimmy's here as well. Hey, Jimmy.
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing.
No regrets.
But welcome. Hey, Vommer, how you doing?
But Alan Rickman is the guy. Don't name check me, Vommer.
Wow.
Alan Rickman can be the guy.
And what was the character name?
He's guyish.
I don't remember.
It's Hans Gruber.
All right. What was the brothers? Is his brother?
Alan Rickman was Hans Gruber.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're pissing Vommer off. We got all cast.
Listen. I know that we're now expected to watch Die Hard every Christmas, but
well, it is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I will fight you in the street about it.
Every movie is a Christmas movie if you try hard enough.
Yeah, but Die Hard legitimately is like at Christmas, at a Christmas party.
It's an excitement shout.
It's an excitement shout.
I
I regret nothing.
Actually, for me, Die Hard is also Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because of the song. Guys Night Out did the music video and the song. Like we're gonna die as hard as we can. Have you seen that?
Can't say I
I think they originally were like getting like sued or some shit, and then when they made like Die Hard 4, they turned around and were like, because it was kind of like a cult like hit that Die Hard. So I think originally they were facing like legal action, and then when they're coming out with number 4, they're like, "Wait, we want you guys to do a 4th verse of the song," and then they like paid them to do a 4th verse of the song, and like use that song to promote the video, or not the video. I mean the movie.
Okay.
Die Hard 4.
Do it.
It's hilarious. It's the band. I think the group is called Guys Night Out, but if you just search like Die Hard song, you'll find it. It's amazing. It's a song all about the plots of the first 3 movies. And then if you see the extended one, it adds the stuff they know from the trailer of the 4th movie, but they haven't seen the 4th movie because it wasn't out yet. So while the writing of the song is literally about the plot points of all the 3 movies, when they tacked on the last verse to promote the 4th movie, they're like, it looks pretty cool, and there's helicopters crashing into things, because like all they could write about was what they saw in the trailer.
Yeah, and then he had the truck with the I forget what kind of
There's
jet
a
fighter it was.
helicopter crash.
Well, the chorus is "Yippee ki yay, motherfucker! Yippee
Ah,
ki yay,
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
It's a hilarious song, and I think we discovered it on because I used to road trip out like 2,000 miles from California to Oklahoma like every Thanksgiving. One of the trips out, and it became like a ritual. Like every Thanksgiving when we drove out, we would end up playing the Die Hard like music video like on loop. So now Die Hard is not only a Christmas movie for me, but it's a Thanksgiving song.
That's fair. Like now
Like,
you don't even think like
embedded.
it doesn't even feel like Thanksgiving until you hear it.
Yeah, legitimately. I'm like, oh, Thanksgiving, time to play Yippee Ki Yay. And then like I love the I think it's like the third one, like I think it's the third one. It's like there's no Alan and it's not Christmas. Because Alan was the cop, the guy from Family Matters
Mm-hmm.
in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the second movie for like 2 scenes or something, right? He calls him on the phone in the second movie. And in the third movie, Samuel Jackson, they just don't have him at all. So in the lines of the song for it, they're like, for Die Hard 3, they're all, there's no Alan and it's not Christmas.
Well, I think it's because the guy who played the character actually died before
Did
they. Yeah,
Or the third one?
the third one. Yeah,
Could be.
Uncle Phil, he died.
Still alive? Is that what you're saying?
No, he died.
I know what I'm saying. You're saying if he was still alive, they would have probably given
Yeah,
him a bit,
more than likely
like
it had it in there. Yeah,
just like a callback or something. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, now Die Hard's like on what, movie 7 or some shit?
No, it ends at 3.
Is it really?
No, because like the one with Russia with his son,
No, I don't
who's
know
like
what
a CIA agent or something.
I don't know what movie you're talking about, but that's not Die Hard.
Wasn't there one with Jack Black?
Nope.
I'm dead serious though.
That's some
I know
generic
you were-
action flick that has.
I'm
no
pretty sure
basis.
Jack Black was in the fourth one.
I know there was one with Vin Diesel and The Rock.
No, that's not.
And
Yeah.
it's about family.
Oh man, I have no idea how we're gonna tie this back into Secret World. You're gonna have to give me a minute. I guess. Okay.
I'm gonna have to go like get back into
Wait.
my introduction of Jimmy. I'm just gonna be like, nope, here's the news, bam, and just go right into it.
All right, hold on. Let me restart.
Listen, I got this. Everything
Okay.
is true.
Everything is true.
There you go.
Bam!
Even-
Tied it in. Everything is true. In the Secret World, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel and The Rock, right?
We're in a Die Hard movie. Everything is true.
They're not called Fast and the Furious in the Secret World universe. They're just more diehards.
Die Harder.
Die Harder and Furiouser.
I almost spit out one margarita. God damn it.
But yes,
Die-
we have news. We have news about the.
Die-
Oh, we don't have
die-
news about the Secret World.
Die furiously hard? That doesn't
yeah.
sound right.
Furiously hard.
That
Mike's
sounds-
hard furious.
Neither of those sound
Hard.
safe for work. Neither of those sound safe for work. Furiously Die Hard. Bomber's getting to it. There you go.
Furiously die hard. Yeah, yeah. Die furious.
Or Die Hard family.
High hard.
Harder, die furiously. Faster.
Die furious sounds like a threat. Yeah, it does. Die. It's die mad, but it's die furious.
Yeah, but Die Furious Hard sounds like a kink.
Well, that's one way to go. Died happy.
No, not happy, furious. Well, furious. We might have just killed Mikey.
Yeah.
Just a little. I'm still coughing all the dang time.
It's all good.
If I didn't have such a gut, it'd be like a 6-pack right now. Like I've been doing
just from
continuous
the coughing?
crunches with my coughs for who knows, like 2 months now. It's all good. It's all good, but we have some news that we want to share with the Secret World community. First and foremost on my list is one of our Secret World friends, one of our very good Secret World friends, Joshua Deach. We want to give a big congratulations to Joshua Deach and family on the birth of their son, Vincent Magus Deach Romero.
Yay!
Congratulations, Scriv. Welcome to the world of parenthood.
Welcome to the world of dad.
Jokes. And then blame it on being a dad. So my jokes were dad jokes before I became a dad, and I just now I'm dad. So now I can
excuse.
now I can actually say them. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't part of a club beforehand.
I'll say the mother who goes by Alba Margarita Art on Twitter. We wish her all the best. We hope she is recovering. Weighing in at 6 pounds, 11 ounces, and with luscious hair and long eyelashes.
That transition, I was like, wow. I was like, the mom is very light. You're talking about the mom. And
she's 6 pounds, 11 ounces. Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap. That baby must have been huge. She dropped a lot of weight.
Well, that's
but
what
yeah,
usually
the baby
happens.
has luscious hair and long eyelashes. And then he noted, what have we wrought? I'm sorry, what hath we wrought? Well, you're about to find out.
Chaos incarnate and also poop.
Lots of poop.
Literal shit.
Be like, one time they will poop on you, they will pee on you. That's just part of the ritual. That's just part of all the fun. I remember congratulations to the Happy Eldritch family. Yes. One of my wife's friends was pregnant, and before the baby came, they figured, like, they bought diapers, they prepared, they bought all the diapers, they bought all the whatever. And then they were looking at baby wipes. And they were like, okay, so we're only going to need maybe 1 to 2 baby wipes per diaper. And so they bought a whole mess of diapers, and then they only bought like 1 pack of baby wipes.
Jesus.
Because the baby wipes came in like a pack of like, one pack was like 100, and they were like, that should be good for like 50 diapers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 5. Like 5 diapers. You're off by like a factor of 10.
Yeah, they're off by like a certain order of magnitude. My wife was like, no, you're gonna need more than that. And, and her friend came back with, no, we think we're good. We think we're all right. She's like, no, you're not.
Like the poo alone is gonna be like 5+ wipes, and then God forbid that you don't catch them and they like just pee. Like now you're using wipes like to mop up stuff as well. Wipe things down.
And the amount of other stuff too, like I don't know, like a ketchup stain or something like that. It's like, just use a baby wipe. Just the amount of stuff that's
true, like baby wipes are super useful.
They're super useful.
But a baby will consume the need to use a lot of them.
I always think of that whenever someone's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant. We're having a baby." My thought is like, you do know you're gonna need more baby wipes than you're
Like,
gonna need
"Here,
a lot of them.
I bought you a present. It is a pallet of baby wipes. I think this will get you through the first month."
Be like, you will be
Probably.
astonished. And I think my wife said that like because they were all set and right, they had like one pack of baby wipes and they went through it like instantly.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "Oh no." Like how could we be so off in our calculations?
I mean, I have to question like their bathroom practices in general, though. Like, are these like the people that like ration toilet paper at like you get 2 squares?
Yeah,
or
you only
something?
get 2 squares.
Because like I don't see how I'm gonna say normal person would see that and go like, oh yeah, 2 wipes per. Like, that doesn't.
Yeah,
You
that
must
seems like
be
it sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
You must
you're
be a
using every
rationer.
square inch of. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way, babies. Not with. Well, also like it's not just like, just to be clear, it's not just that they shit a lot. It's like when they're super tiny, sometimes it's like tar.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's what do
For,
they
like,
call
the
that?
first
Like a
month.
month or
Yeah.
the first month or so is like,
Mhm.
I think maybe first couple of weeks at least. And that shit, like, you're like, get them. You're trying to clean them, and it's like, you need like nail polish remover to get that shit off.
Yeah, get
Like, you
off,
need
get
multiple
off.
wipes because like the shit that tar shit is no
It has
joke.
it has a very, very thick, very sticky consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, congratulations, Scriv. Welcome.
Congratulations. Welcome to the world of shit.
Welcome to knowing way too much about shit than you've ever thought you would ever need.
Maybe try free range babies, put them in rotation before the chicken tractor. What? I don't know. Also, to fix your sentence, wouldn't it be baby tractor? And then I still don't know what it is, but like I feel like if you're switching out free range chickens for babies, you should also switch out the chicken for a baby. Like, it's like you have switched out the phrase. But even not switched out, I don't know what that means.
I guess that means you just let the babies go in the yard and just.
I'm not saying a chicken tractor isn't real. I'm saying that you would have to switch the name to baby tractor because you switched free range chickens to babies. So then that would necessitate having a baby tractor, not a chicken tractor, right? Like, it just follows. I will die on this hill.
We've gone off the rails so many times in less than 20 minutes.
I will die on this chicken/baby tractor hill.
It's
I
what we
swear
do
to
here.
God.
We don't have rails. We
No.
just
We have a general
we are
direction of where to
definitely
go.
non-OSHA compliant.
Where we're going, we don't need rails.
We don't need rails. We need train tracks. That's the third movie.
What? No, there's not a third movie. What are you talking about?
What?
I'm gonna pull a waffle.
Back to the Future 3 is great.
Yeah, no, for
What are
Back
you
to the
talking
Future, there's
about?
3. It's a trilogy. Die Hard is a trilogy.
In the very end
Bob's
of
trilogy.
Back to the Future 2, they have the promotion for Back to the Future 3 already.
Yeah.
The trailer is in Back to the Future 2.
It's like one of those Marvel credit scenes.
That's right, but it's just a trailer for the third movie.
Yeah.
No, it is. I do remember that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty smart about that. Okay. This is also a tangent, but are you guys watching Peacemaker at all?
I have not started
No.
it yet.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. I recommend, at the very least, going on YouTube and looking up the Peacemaker intro. Just a musical, like,
Wait,
it's like you know how like TV shows have like an intro sequence?
Yes.
Just go on YouTube, Peacemaker intro. It's just a dance number, and it's fucking hilarious.
We got a chicken in the game.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, are talking about chickens. We have a chicken near us.
But is there a tractor?
I don't see a tractor. Whoever made the chicken, if you can make a tractor too, it would actually go along with our train of thought.
Where is that in the game?
Where's the chicken?
Is that like in Besieged Farmland or something?
I would. My first thought would be Besieged Farmlands. Yeah.
Because that is
completely random.
Well, not just random, but I'm trying to remember seeing that asset before. Because also it's like not like messed up. It's like just a legit, like to scale.
It's
you know
a chicken.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Just a regular, normal, like non-filth infected, non-zombified.
Farmer says you see some chickens in the scorched desert by some locusts in a chicken coop, and you see them in the farmlands too.
You know, unlike Dark Souls, or where I encounter crows with dogs' heads or some shit. Like this looks relatively normal.
Yeah, sometimes you don't question what happens.
Or not Dark Souls. Sorry, that was Bloodborne. Dark Souls has also fucked up animals, but that was Bloodborne. I mean, it's the same fucking company. I just keep interchanging the names.
Are they also owned by Microsoft now? Is everybody owned by Microsoft now?
No, because From Software has had both Bloodborne and Dark Souls are PlayStation exclusives. They're a Sony company.
Oh, Sony. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Which, by the way, since we're talking about this, is probably why it's not a monopoly.
Yeah, no, it's
because
they're
both Sony and Tencent exist.
Yes.
So,
well, Tencent is a hugely more bigger.
I read something with that was basically like with the acquisition, it puts Microsoft at third. Yes, behind Sony,
right? Okay.
Who's at number one,
I,
and Tencent, who's number two.
Yes, but there's a caveat to that. That is third in the gaming sphere.
In the gaming sphere, yeah.
That doesn't take into account Microsoft's presence outside of the gaming sphere.
But also Tencent too. Tencent also has a lot outside the gaming sphere as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm just pointing out, like, Microsoft is much bigger than the gaming sphere. So that particular stat doesn't mean that like Microsoft isn't bigger than potentially Sony. Their gaming sphere isn't bigger than Sony.
Right.
Right. Like I think capital wise, like money wise, they're bigger than Sony.
But also Sony
isn't
their electronics division too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you look up the companies, I want to say Microsoft's bigger. It's just their gaming segment.
Their gaming segment's not bigger. Yes, yeah.
Right.
No, so what I saw was definitely of the gaming segment. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But so Monopoly out of the question. Them bought picking up Activision Blizzard King and a fucking 20 studios or whatever does not make them a monopoly. However,
no, still far from it. There's lots of studios out there. Yeah.
Yeah, antitrust though doesn't just refer to you don't have to be monopoly to necessarily run into antitrust laws. So would they meet the criteria for monopoly? No. Could they still potentially face problems? Yes.
Yes. I mean, they famously had problems when, and I think it's actually rather laughable and quaint now, when they had the antitrust issues with bundling Internet Explorer with Windows.
Yeah.
Back in the 3.1
and they were like, that's antitrust.
Right. So,
well, it was forcing that you can only use Internet Explorer. You could not get another browser to use easily, I should say.
It wasn't easy. You could still get it. It just wasn't easy.
You had to work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they still comes bundled with Internet Explorer or Edge. So it's I don't know what happened with that. If they just had to make it easier for their browsers, or if it just went away.
I think
But
they
that
had
shit
to. I
still
think they
comes
had
with
to
Windows.
include other browsers, like off the bat. I think they had to like include Netscape Navigator off the bat or something like that. They had
Does
to.
that even exist anymore?
Netscape Navigator? I don't think so.
Dude, I'm gonna throw this out there. I had and still have, if were to come back, a massive hate for Netscape Navigator.
Fair.
Purely and solely for the hand icon.
Okay.
That's it. That fucking like squarey, weird, blocky hand icon, I
Right.
fucking hated with a passion of like 10,000 burning suns. I was like, fuck Netscape Navigator and your stupid devil hand. Get this browser out my face.
It's called
It's
Chrome.
not
now.
Chrome. Netscape Navigator is not Chrome. That's,
No, far
that's
from it.
horseshit.
Who made Netscape Navigator? Cripes.
It wasn't Google, I can tell you that.
No, it wasn't.
Netscape.
But they did post that Microsoft 1.9 trillion and Sony's 80 billion. So yeah, Microsoft money-wise as a company outweighs Sony.
Yes, thank you, Waffle. Yes, it was made by Netscape.
But anyways, my problem with
Voice of
Netscape
reason
wasn't that it was made by Netscape. My problem with Netscape was the hand icon. If they had changed the hand icon, I would have had no problems whatsoever.
Now I'm looking it
just the
up.
hand icon.
I'm like, tell me he's wrong. Tell me he's wrong. Netscape.
Oh.
I'm like, tell me they were owned by someone else. Tell me it was like a.
No, I mean,
Netscape's
was the company.
Mozilla suite. Oh, so basically Netscape also owns Firefox?
That would make sense, and Netscape became Firefox. I also
Yeah.
don't care for Firefox that much.
No, Netscape is now owned by Yahoo.
Oh, okay.
They're now a Yahoo subsidiary.
Which is now a no. Who owns Yahoo now? It was Verizon. Verizon sold it to AOL. No, they bought. It's so damn confusing.
Who owns Yahoo? Yahoo is private. Yahoo is not owned by anybody.
Yahoo was owned by Verizon and AOL.
Yeah. But on it's only recently, on May 31st, 2021, Verizon announced that 90% of the division would be acquired by Apollo Global Media and would still be known as Yahoo after the agreement comes to a close. Verizon would retain a 10% stake in the new group.
Now you know.
So they've like gone back.
No,
to
it's
being
Verizon.
themselves.
Yeah.
Nick, yes. Now you know you're getting old when you get questions like this. What is Yahoo?
What is Yahoo?
Dude, all I can think of, I don't know about you guys, but all I can think of is the advertisements on TV with the guy with the giant fro, like walking down the street, like a white guy with just a massive fro walking down the street, and Yahoo.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Yahoo.
Yeah. But you don't remember the fro guy?
No, I don't remember the
No.
fro guy. But that's the thing is, right, at the time their commercials became so ubiquitous that they were like advertising on the same level of like beer and Doritos. You know,
Yeah.
Like they were so ubiquitous that they didn't even really have to come up with any advertising jingles. They just had to come up with something just sort of
Like,
It's just
random.
like weird, and then
Like
they had
Budweiser.
Yahoo.
Mhm.
That was it. And you're like, I don't know what this is, but it's awesome.
But it's Yahoo,
like-
so of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember it saying they were a search engine. It was just some guy in like a 70s fucking suit and tie with like a giant like fro, like a white guy and like a suit and tie, the giant fro walking down the street, like New York City busy street. Yahoo! Like,
Mhm.
what does that mean? What is going on? I don't know.
And right now it
Nobody
says
knows.
that even Yahoo still has a $7.4 billion revenue.
How?
Yeah, I believe it.
As they're
It's all
owned
those
mostly
old
by a
people that never
global
updated
management
their
company and
bookmarks.
Verizon.
No, all the old people have AOL counts, email
But
counts.
AOL is now owned by Yahoo, so
My wife still has her AOL email.
nice.
That's her email.
I'm trying to think what the most obscure. Someone the other day was like, "Oh, this is my email address," and they said a name, and I was like, Like, it wasn't AOL, but it was one of the really
Was
older
it
ones.
Prodigy?
No, it wasn't even Prodigy. It was
CompuServe.
Earthlink.
No.
I
it's
think
gonna take me a bit to remember, but
BBS.
Hotmail. Hotmail's
I
actually
still
a
have
little bit
Hotmail.
newer. Hotmail's a little bit newer.
I say I have Hotmail.
Did I think I showed you guys, right? Didn't I show you like I bought guitar strings or I had guitar strings, and they had like an Earthlink discount code that came with them or something.
It wasn't Roadrunner, Vommer. It wasn't Roadrunner. It was it's gonna take me a while to remember. Company that I used to work for had a lot of trouble with Roadrunner. Actually, Roadrunner is still around and still kicking and is bad.
Netlink, OpenLink, Uplink. So anything link.
Global Computank and
CompuServe.
Compu Global Tech.
CompuServe was one, right? CompuServe.
Was it the Whopper?
It was so obscure that I was like, "Holy shit!" Wasn't GeoCities.
Well, Volmart, with your point, Roadrunner was an email service of Bright House before it was bought up by Charter, which became Spectrum. So I know this because I used to work for Bright House back in the day.
Solving the true mysteries of the world.
And the Bright House was, I think, Newsmax was a magazine that they had set up as a cable provider. Well, no, they bought the name from Time Warner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all now. Who owns this? Everything is owned by 7 or 8 companies.
What you talk about, Willis?
And at the very top of the mall, it's all Orochi. Orochi owns everything.
Yep.
No. Orochi only owns 8 companies. There's an 8-headed dragon. They have to keep it to a strict 8.
But all those 8, they own their own subsidiaries. So.
Do they?
I mean, I would hope so, but I would assume so. But we know that Zagan is not owned by Orochi.
No, Zagan is owned by Orochi.
No, that's right. No, Zagan is. Bingo is
not owned by Orochi. Right.
Bingo is not owned by Orochi.
Oh, hey,
which
Jimmy.
Begs the question: who the fuck owns Bingo?
Because Bingo itself is also pretty damn sus.
Bingo is also across multiple games.
Here you go.
Oh yes.
What is that?
What? Oh, is that a Yahoo commercial?
Oh, this is the hair one.
Oh.
Yes. I told you. Massive Pro, suit and tie. I fucking told you. That shit is burned into my brain.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing this whole time. I'm looking for Yahoo commercials.
You're like, I'm finding that damn commercial.
Awesome. What was I wrong?
No, it was Yahoo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know it was Yahoo, but I mean, it was suit and tie, busy like city street.
No,
and he had a full afro. Well, I mean, it was a wig, but full afro.
The other thing I would say is it wasn't completely random. He did look up hair.
Yeah.
On Yahoo.
No, but I mean, I guess also, sometimes the commercials you see cut for time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, I've seen versions of that. Either that or just walk into the room when just that part came on. But I swear to God, I've seen cuts of that where it's just the city street, the guy with the fro, and then Yahoo. Because maybe there was only time for a 5-second, version of the commercial.
Yeah, you don't get the context of the exact why this guy with this huge afro.
Yeah. Because that does happen. They'll have commercials where you see the long version, you'll see a cut version, and then sometimes even way cut version.
Yeah, because what they'll do is they'll release the original version, and like a week or two later, then you got the cut, and then they
I think a lot of times stations just cut them for time, like on their own. Because I've seen some pretty awful cuts of commercials that like no one agreed to this. You know what I mean? It's just whoever's running. It's like I have 12 seconds, so this is going.
We're not putting in the 30-second spot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they had available. They needed to fill the time. They throw something in there, and like I've seen some commercials cut really badly, like that make no sense. Not just that make no sense, but like cut in the middle of dialogue. We're just like that's awful, But then I like to write the end and different endings for commercials in my head. Like I saw one where like this guy comes home. And like he goes to the fridge and his dog's barking, and it ends up being like a bank commercial for some reason. I don't know. But in my head, like he opens the fridge and there's like a severed head in there, and his dog is talking to him like Son of Sam, some shit. Versus I don't know how that was a banking commercial, but it was a banking commercial. Calls bumpers. Cartoon Network had really fun bumpers once long ago. I mean, Adult Swim still has interesting bumpers, which is technically just Cartoon Network after dark. They still do interesting ones. When I actually watch TV anymore, which is pretty rare. I'm usually watching something on YouTube or something.
I'm still trying to find what that email.
Which one?
I'm still trying to find that old email.
Oh, what the domain or the company was?
Yeah, it's gonna kill me.
Just like look up internet email providers of the 90s or something.
That's what I'm looking at. Juno? Was it Juno?
Juno was a really old one.
May have been Juno. I don't think Juno's still around. That'd be crazy.
Lycos?
No, it wasn't Lycos.
That's an old one.
Maybe Juno. Maybe like, oh yeah, my address is like something like at juno.com, and I was like, excuse me.
Excite. Juno. Net Zero.
I feel like Net Zero is very much still around.
Oh, probably. Well, technically, I think Juno is as well.
That's what I mean. Like, if Juno was still around, it would be like, hold up. You have a Juno email address? Hold the hell up.
Well, this list is from 2004, but in 2004, Juno was still active.
Okay.
So I don't know if it still is now.
No, I think I'm mixing up too many in my head now. Even if I see the right one, I might be like,
because I'm pretty sure my grandfather had a Juno cat.
I'm just gonna go with that. I think he may have said Juno, and I was like, hold up.
Yeah, Juno's pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, Juno. Juno?
Like Juno? That.
Yeah. Don't Juno?
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my grandfather had a Juno account. And he worked for IBM. I don't feel like IBM is relevant anymore. Or at least not relevant in a consumer space.
Not relevant in the consumer space, but still very much so in other spaces.
They're still around. And they're probably like, I'm gonna guess like maybe government space or something.
No, IBM is still very, very big. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not making computers or chips. Well, they're probably making chips.
They're around, but they're not like consumer focused like they used to be.
No. And now I'm like, what do they do now? Automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, consulting, blockchain, computer hardware, software, quantum computing.
Oh my God. Blockchain.
Yeah, blockchain.
I don't know if you guys have
hold
ever
on.
seen.
I've got to create an NFT here. Hold on.
It's have you seen
Take a
Julie
screenshot
Nolke?
of this chicken.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I'm sorry.
Julie Nolke?
Oh, it's gone.
No.
Julie Nolke is like a YouTube comedian. She does stuff. She did like a what's an NFT literally today. It's so fucking hilarious. Non-fungible token. Like try and funge it. Blockchain. Blockchain.
It's back.
Fucking amazing.
Oh.
If you've never seen any of her stuff, she also has as of last week, a 6-part series of explaining the pandemic to my past self. She's been doing it since 2020. 5 months later, so want to record telling her past self this is what's coming. Like, no, like, oh, I'm sure we're out of this by now. So and the last one had Betty White passing, which was pretty sad because Betty White was trending like previously on Twitter before, and people were like, oh, it's probably because she died, and she hadn't. Well, and now she has.
Now she has.
It's just,
yeah.
Her past self, like Betty White was trending, and it was like, no, it's not. It's not funny. Oh. Yeah.
As I freestyle dance around a chicken.
I love the. I just love their explanation or non-explanation of NFTs, and blockchain as a thing that prevents funging. Go ahead, try to funge it. Blockchain. Like that's fucking great.
I say as it was just announced today, something with Twitter being like, oh, you could have a hexagon shaped profile and it's an NFT. God damn it. The worst.
Wait, I can make my profile an NFT? Hold on. I better do that before someone else does.
No, you can buy an NFT from Twitter and then use that as your avatar, and it will be a hexagon.
Why don't I just make my profile an NFT?
You could probably do
Twitter. Sign up for was it Twitter Spaces? People can pay you.
I'm gonna need you all to pay me to read my Twitter. It's now an NFT.
I think it's more you can put an NFT in your profile and then it'll be hexagon shaped to mark that it's an NFT, but you can still right click it.
The thing is, in principle, I understand the idea, right?
Yes.
You have the Mona Lisa. You can copy the Mona Lisa. You can print it out. You can hang it on a poster of it on your wall. You can have someone like a painter make you a painted copy of the Mona Lisa that looks really good. Is it the original? No. Would it suffice? Yeah, sure. So I get the idea of digitally marking something as quote the original.
As an original,
If you think about it, you could also if you want to see how I guess not laughable it is, or more realistic comparison even than that, book printings. People will go to crazy lengths to not just get a first printing of a book, but say this is the third copy that came off the press, right? This was a proof copy. This is literally, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, first editions
5,000 other copies came off after it exactly the same. Why does that matter? Because you numbered it. Because you said this was the first one or the third one or the fourth one, right? And book collectors do value that. Yeah. They'll be like, oh God, this was literally the third copy off the press. It doesn't matter that the other 4,500 after it were identical, right? There's still some kind of stature to having as close to number one as possible. So I think the book one is probably the closest to an NFT, honestly.
First, yes.
I realistically think because the book ones are literal printings. I mean, they're literally just a number of copies.
That's the thing. Yes, it is an actual object and not just a link to a file on a server.
Yeah, but Vollmer, the fact that it's an actual object doesn't change the fact that it is literally identical to the 5,000 that came after it. Like that doesn't change that part of my argument that, like, if you value the first printing of a book at 10 times the value of the 5,000th printing of the book, comprehend. Now, as far as like the electrical part and like the
viability,
the tech they're using to do it, that's a whole different argument.
It's a whole different animal.
I'm purely talking about whether you see the value in somehow marking
being an original or being a first. Yeah,
being the original, and somehow, even though there's 10,000 things identical to it, 10,000 copies, this is still the original. I feel like the book printing thing is like the closest to it.
But that's the thing, and most times, right, they don't even own the actual art.
They own a link to a receipt. Well, no, you do though. Like, that's the point, right? Oh, that's awesome. No, you had honestly, you should try and submit that as an NFT though. Like, I would buy that from you for $10, Waffle. Put it up as an NFT. I will buy it from you for $10. It'll be my first NFT ever.
How would you do an NFT? I've never looked into this.
I don't know, but you should do it. You should do it, and I would buy that chicken.
You can do it. You basically have to pay somebody to add it to the blockchain.
Wouldn't that be legal issues because it's fund comes assets? See, that actually is the problem currently with NFTs, is that lots of people are making NFTs of shit that doesn't belong to them.
Yeah.
So how that is happening is unclear, because my understanding of it. Well, my understanding of it was that you're supposed to like somehow prove that it's yours in the first place, but apparently,
and that's not what's really going on. Yeah.
Apparently, people are able to get around that somehow. Because I looked at it as like, I'm a big comic book guy, right? And if you want to get your comic book valued correctly, like, you send it in to be graded by the I forget their name. It's like the authority that does it, right? And they expertly check it out, they grade it, they seal it with a grade and send it back to you. And now you can say, like, with no question to anybody, this thing I have is this value because it's graded by the official place. So my understanding of NFTs originally was that, like, when you have it made an NFT, you have to go through the process of essentially proving that it is yours before it's made an NFT.
But the true process is not really. All you have to do is just pay the person to basically attach it to the blockchain. And
yeah, I mean, there may be places that make you go through hoops, but I guess there's other places that don't. Or something.
It's like the same thing for publishing a study. Like, there are some journals that are like, no, in order to be published, you need to have like these credentials and these credentials. You need to go through these hoops and whatnot. And then there are other places that are like, just give us $100 and we'll publish it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Waffle, go to one of the cheap places to get your NFT made.
I did submit an NFT. The second one, submit your NFT for free at NFT Shop.
Ooh.
So anyway,
10 years from now, Waffle's going to turn around and sell that NFT for like $2.5 million.
No, he's going to sell it to me for $10. And
then you'll sell it for you.
No, you'll sell it for $2.5 million.
I will not get rid of my chicken. I would not do that. I have principles, goddammit.
No. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, on paper it sounds like, it's trying to create a line of ownership and basically a moving like the the physical ownership into the digital space, essentially.
What if I stole your chicken? Bomber, you can't. Blockchain!
But you know
right
what?
clicks chicken.
Blockchain!
I got the original right here.
Double blockchain!
Chickens, lots of chickens.
And you right click saved it, but your right click save doesn't have the blockchain, so it doesn't count. It's just a, you know,
I think what the big issue, I think what the big not necessarily issue, what the big failure of the system is that the blockchain itself is rather unregulated, and
yes, correct.
That unregulation
that says this is the steps you have to do to get on the thing. You have to prove it's yours and it's your original before you can perform this, right?
Yes.
Because
like there's no hoops at all. There's no credibility.
It's not about convincing someone else it's worth anything. Regardless of worth, it should just be about saying this is the original.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is the original SWL chicken.
Yeah. No. Well, okay, but I'm just saying. It should be saying I made a digital thing. Right. Like if I make something in Photoshop, for example, right, and I paint it in Photoshop and I save it. That's the first one. There's nothing inherently wrong with trying to mark that thing as like 00001. And anytime someone right click saves it, that's fine. You have a copy, that's great, but it's not the original. So trying to mark something digital as having like an original isn't necessarily a bad idea or a bad concept. Like I said with the book printing thing, there's literally no difference between print 1 of the book and print 10,000 of the book, right? It's on the same machine. Who the fuck cares?
And it's not the content that is in question there. The content is great. I mean, the content is it's what it is. But it's not like I say with books, it's not the fact that the content of the book, it's just the fact that the book was the first.
Yeah, what other people ascribe value to it has nothing to do with the fact of trying to determine whether a digital piece of art can be original, which I think is okay. I don't see anything wrong with that in principle, but you should have to somehow prove that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
And that's the thing is they're using blockchain, which is based off of mostly cryptocurrency, and the whole point of cryptocurrency is that it's deregulated. There's no regulation bodies behind it.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. And so they're basing this thing that should be regulated, should be heavily regulated. Like if you find a piece of artwork, if you find like a violin that you think is like a Stradivarius or something completely unique and has value, you would go to someone to authenticate it. You would go to a
Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, and they've whole freaking shows are based on this. You would go to somebody who can authenticate it as being real and legit and would sign off on that, basically.
Also, Bomber's trying to steal your chicken. Guard it with your life.
He's going to take a copy. That's it.
So it's like there's a process behind that, and they're trying to basically merge the cryptocurrency, which has no authoritative bodies behind it, and is trying to say, oh, but you could do the same with basically these pictures. You could do the same with this. We're trying to make these legitimate, but without using legitimate avenues. Which is where it's having the issue now. And that's why it's sort of laughable now, because people are like, this is real, this is legit. And it's like, who says that it's legit? There's no authoritative body there. That's why all these artists are having their work stolen and whatnot, because there is no one to stop that, and there is no one really to look over that.
I now have the original NFT of the frozen chicken.
Curse you.
Or the
Now you got to get it smoking a blunt. Now you got to get
snow
it
chicken, if you will, because I
wearing a
used
hat.
Blizzard on it.
Wait, hold on.
So that's our discussion about NFTs, because reasons.
Well, it currently is applying to the Secret World chicken. You got the ghost chicken. What are you talking about?
I can't do a fire chicken either. Damn it! Someone put out fire.
What? Wait, you need yeah, fire is tricky. You need to use living flame.
Yeah. Fire chicken.
Did you get it?
No.
I'm trying. Oh, damn it. Hold on.
No, you have to recast it. And now Vomer is becoming a
Did that work?
part of
Is it on it?
No, go back.
Kind of.
Just go back a little bit. Oh, damn it.
the flower.
He
We got flower
so
chicken.
much. He moves so much when I move just a little bit.
See, that's what happens. You never work with children, animals, or fire spirits.
Tiny fire children.
Nope.
Stand here.
Well, you're so annoying. I hate you so much. Like he just won't. He literally just will not. What a jackhole.
I'm trying to think. Do we have a chicken pet somewhere?
I don't think we do.
Yeah, I don't think we do, and that feels
Wrong.
But I mean, I always think that we should have more pets. There should be so many more pets.
What now?
No, it's
Everyone
behind.
now.
It's behind.
That's about as good as you're gonna get.
All right, hold on. Don't move. Ah!
We're doing important work on this show. Important work. We have our top men on it. Top
There we go.
men.
We got plenty of birds, but I don't see chickens.
All right, I got fire chicken.
He just moves like a ridiculous amount.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. I got that
The
one too.
the Vomer fire chicken NFT.
Yeah, but we're cutting Volmer out.
Yeah. We don't want him to pay for that shit.
Ouch. Sorry, Volmer.
I would not cut you out, Vomer. So, okay, by the way, this actually, oddly enough, leads into the fact that, I started my hot sauce run.
Yes.
Which had a very bumpy first stream, but the second one went better. But I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail for my stuff. For Twitch and for YouTube. Have you seen the thumbnail I made?
I saw the thumbnail, but I didn't commit it to memory. So
Waffle, if you can grab that picture, I think it should be on my Twitter. I think I put it for the lava game highlight I put up.
Yeah, I saw you posted up.
I've got the link for the lava game though. As part of our news is that Jimmy did start his Dante's hot sauce challenge.
That one separately. Yeah. So if you look at that picture, it looks like Dante's breathing fire.
Oh yeah.
When in fact, that is the living flame standing in front of Dante.
Of course.
I took a bunch of pictures because it flickers, and I got it to just the right one where it looks like it's coming out of his mouth.
It looks like it's yeah.
Because since we don't have crystallized flame, we don't have a flame AoE to put on the ground anymore. All you have is living flame. Also, holy crap, lava game was way harder with hot sauce.
Yeah, I was there. I saw you do it. I was lurking.
That was way harder.
I mean, it took you like what, eight attempts?
Tries.
Which isn't.
Yeah, and a couple of them are pretty quick, so you know.
Which isn't the end of the world, but
it didn't take that long. But the problem is because of the damage ticks, it will knock your sprint off randomly. And that is horrifying when you're trying to run Lava Game. Like just conceptually. You're like, I'm gonna run and make this jump. And then your sprint just drops off like mid jump or mid run up to the jump. Or drops off in the air and drops you like a stone. Like which, by the way, that appears to be how that works. If you are in midair and like if you've jumped with sprint and your sprint drops off in the air, you just sort of stop and drop.
Just drop immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a Wile E. Coyote thing where he like realizes that he's not on ground anymore. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And holds up a sign like, uh-oh, and then just falls. Like, it's kind of like that. Like, if you jump with sprint on and are in midair when the sprint just gets knocked off of you, you just sort of...
Now, when you fall, anything you hold still remains in the air and then falls after?
It's like, yeah, tonk. Which, like, yeah. To me, countered aerial denial. It seriously, it made that challenge like way harder than normal.
And was it because of the damage that you were taking, or was it due to just the ingestion of hot sauce?
Well, that's the same thing.
Well, I mean, but what? No, I mean, was it like you had to stop in the animation of taking the hot sauce?
No, that's even the best thing about that is like the animation continues no matter what you're doing, which causes really weird stuff to happen. Like the most common thing is like, because I'm playing sword, is like your sword goes through your head because you're like drinking the bottle and like the sword just goes through your head. But like it fucks with my character in the cinematics a bunch sometimes. And then there's one time, and I don't know why this happened, but like I was stuck like mid pose of like halfway drinking the bottle, but I was running. So like I was stuck like that and just sliding forward across the ground.
As I said, you're finding all the bugs associated with hot sauce drinking.
Yeah.
That they were like, we didn't even know this existed, and we're not going to fix it.
No one knew that shit existed. Because I mean,
and we're like, we're not fixing it now. We are not fixing any of it now.
To be fair, like in case anyone was not aware, there was a window of time where there was a hot sauce meta. For assault rifle users.
Hot sauce
probably not
meta?
Yeah, probably not most people, because most people wouldn't do that. But the very top players would do the hot sauce meta, yeah.
Wouldn't think to harm themselves with hot sauce to give more damage?
Yeah, it's
I'll say, how did that work?
One of the passives is like if your health was below 80%, you had like a better chance of something. I'm trying to see if I don't even know if that passive still exists the same way.
Farmer says, I never did it, but I had heard how it worked and was scared.
I think the passive in question might have gotten changed. I want to say how it worked was if you're like the passive said like if your health was below 80%, then I think you got like increased like grenade procs or something.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't think the passive exists anymore. But I know Molov used to do it. I know Tome used to do it.
So it's basically a way of ensuring that your health stayed below 80%?
Yeah, you just drink hot sauce to kick your health below that threshold and get yourself the extra procs.
Okay.
And then like you wouldn't nonstop drink it because that would kill you, and then it wasn't necessary. You just needed to drink it to get it below the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And then when your health came back up, you'd like chug another one and get it back.
And then in combat, you would basically stay under that. You wouldn't like regain health in combat, or you'd regain it more slowly.
Right, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you just drank it to keep yourself under that threshold, and you got way more procs. But I think that passive doesn't exist anymore, or like got reworked, or what. I mean, I think the passive exists, but I think it got reworked. I forget what it was called. Off the top of my head.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, it might have been the overclock loader, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, Tom used to use hot sauce all the time for that. But again, that was like probably, not that many people in the game even knew that it was a thing.
Yeah.
You could do. And even if you did know it was a thing, then you have to like give a shit about, min-maxing for that amount of benefit. But so there definitely was the thing about it is you could use it in combat and it doesn't mess with anything. Like the animation goes off, but it doesn't like stop you from doing anything. Like you can run well, technically it will knock your sprint off, but I think your evade stats counts. Because I remember like testing the hot sauce on Jimmy, and I had my tank gear on, and I was able to stay in sprint like a really long time. Whereas like on my brand new character, I get knocked out of sprint every 2 seconds. Like, just smacks me around.
Maybe it's something to do with I'm trying to think of what that would, because it's not like your health is marginally different. Like it's not like
you're taking a damage tick.
You're taking a damage tick, but a damage tick usually if it's not like to a certain point of like knocking you out of sprint. I feel like it has to be like a certain level before it knocks you out.
It's not a certain point. It's just a matter of whether you like evade the thing or not.
Oh, evade the damage.
Yeah, like if you evade the effect. The same thing you can see like if you're not a Templar, this is very specific. If you're not a Templar and you run Rogue Agent, right? The one where you run through like Old Agartha.
Yeah.
Specifically because it's a Templar agent that casts blood dots on you. So if you're a Templar, you see the Lumi and the Dragon. They don't do blood dots. But if you're a Dragon or a Lumi and you run that mission, you'll have a Templar agent that attacks you with a blood dot. And like sometimes the blood dot will tick on you and not knock sprint off, and sometimes it will. It's just a matter of if you evade the ticker or not.
Now I'm thinking like, people who have built up a tolerance to eating spicy food. I'm like, really, they haven't. They just have a high evasion.
They have a high hot sauce evade, yeah.
A high hot sauce evasion. They're still taking damage, but
yeah,
they're able to evade it better. Your
stomach lining's still fucked. You're just not paying attention to it.
Yeah, exactly what you're evading. That's the question.
Yeah, I will say before I got Soothing Spring, it was a lot rougher. Now that I have Soothing Spring, I can pretty much stay alive most of the time. Because that's the other thing that I tested before starting the run is whether hot sauce alone can kill you. And yes, it can. It's not. Also, it's percentage based. The hot sauce it's a percentage based tick because I was in my tank gear on Jimmy with like 50k health, and it takes the same amount of time to kill you as if you're like a brand new character with 300 health. Like it doesn't give a shit. It is a percentage based tick.
Probably like the bad dates. There's probably a point at which it like maximizes out, maybe.
Well, no, not that. Just that like it doesn't do like 200 damage.
Yeah.
It doesn't do 200 damage. It does like 20% of your health damage. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't care how much health you have because it's not doing a fixed number. It's doing a percent. It's just doing percentage ticks. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 4 bottles of hot sauce will kill you if you don't heal or something. I want to say.
So 2 minutes basically. Isn't it one every 30 seconds?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's either 3 or 4. Like if you don't do anything, I think that's what it is. Probably 4. But yeah, now that I have the Warren Curio, and I have like the first gadget you get is actually a healing one, and helps somewhat for me for this particular thing. And I have Soothing Spring, I have Immortal Spirit, and I have the Clairvoyance passive.
So you got a lot of healing going on.
The Clairvoyance passive gives you, whenever you gain a heal from Soothing Spring or Immortal Spirit, you gain a barrier that absorbs 100% of incoming damage and dissipates after absorbing 12.5% of your maximum health. And that occurs every 10 seconds. So like every 10 seconds, I'll proc a bit from hurting me.
Okay.
Plus Immortal Spirit ticks if I'm fighting or healing me. And then Soothing Spring is healing me and also proccing that barrier every 10 seconds. So between those 3 things, I don't just die walking around, right? Unless I just forget to click something, which can happen. I came really close to dying in a fight, though. I mean, I was getting whomped on, and the ticks were happening.
Isn't that basically the main, not the main thrust, but that's basically the main challenge is right when you're fighting something that would be close otherwise is now significantly more difficult?
Probably. I honestly think, though, just the ticks interrupting me is going to be a problem because it interrupts your use casts.
Okay.
Like I had to try like 3 times to pick up a legend because the damage tick kept knocking me out of being able to complete picking up the legend.
That's what I noticed in your in the video that you posted on your YouTube channel. When you were doing Lava Game is right. There was there were sometimes when you went to sprint and it would interrupt.
Yeah, it'll interrupt the cast. Never mind just knocking sprint off while you have it. It'll just interrupt the cast of you casting sprint as well. Not cool. Not cool.
Not cool, man.
I mean, I know we're at the very beginning, and this is 100% run, so I'm getting 100% every zone. It's gonna be a while before I get to Tokyo, but like in my head, I'm like, oh fuck.
It's gonna be annoying. It's like Jimmy mode, but interrupting casting.
When you get to it's not the penthouse, the boardroom. There's like that first Mitsubashi you lock up. And the reason you have to lock him up is because the door has like a malfunctioning like unlock thing, and it takes a really long use cast to open it.
Oh no.
It's why you have to lock him in there, because if you didn't lock him in there, you don't have enough time. Right? He'll come attack you and interrupt it. But I'm gonna be interrupted by that fucking hot sauce nonstop. So I'm legitimately that's gotta be like 100 hours of playtime away, and it's like the one thing I'm concerned about right now is like, fuck. That use cast is so long, the hot sauce is for sure gonna knock me out of that.
Yeah. I could totally see that, yeah.
So I'm already thinking about that, and I think I need to buy a 3rd weapon that's a tank weapon and start unlocking like evade passives.
Just so you could potentially evade all of the damage.
Or just enough. Like you can get like when you're doing a use cast, you can take
lucky enough.
You can take damage, and it will like essentially take a tick off your progress without canceling the cast. Like you'll see the use cast go like this, and you get hit, and it'll go like
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 3 or 4 hits, and then all of a sudden your cast just drops entirely, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to be able to evade enough ticks that it doesn't drop the cast altogether. That's the issue.
That's yes.
So, like, yeah, I'm already considering that. Like, I'm planning ahead because I feel like that is going to be one of the parts.
That's the fun part about your runs, though. Is basically all the the emergent gameplay, the emergence that comes out from
Yeah.
it. Like,
Like,
it's not just the fact that you're doing it; it's everything that has to basically change and evolve based upon this one factor. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And discovering all of those emergent scenarios. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And this one has me thinking I need to invest in tank skills.
Yes. Let's see. Well, we do have some more news. Figure we might as well get to other news that we have.
Yes. Let's.
Saw on Twitter, Ignacy. I'm not quite sure who that is, but Ignacy, at the tag Igmiro, announced that they were promoted at Funcom to a full-time community manager. So we now have a new community manager at Funcom, but they're primarily focusing on Conan Exiles, which is fine. He announced it as the second biggest video game industry news being unveiled today.
I remember that.
Ignacy does tons of cool stuff with Conan Exiles. Yes, so he went from being part of just the community support team to an actual full-time community manager. So congrats, Ignacy. Good for you. I would say come do stuff with Secret World, but
yeah, we know how that's going.
Just fine. Thank you.
Doing fine. Get to a couple more things. Secret World streamer Super Hobbit came back from Hawaii, a married man. So congrats also to Super Hobbit as well.
Hey.
I think that's how I knew Super Hobbit is. He was, streaming a lot of Secret World there over time. I don't know if he does so much anymore, but if you stream Secret World, we're gonna notice you.
There's a second chicken. A third chicken.
Two chickens.
Oh, because the first chicken went away.
Yeah.
But now there's came back. And now they're all surrounding my
and then there's
my spirit Toro.
Well, there's also a was it the egg thing?
Pod?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a
Egg
pet
thing.
at first. No, you're right. That is
It is a
normal
pet. It's a Drogpod pet. You don't have the Drogpod pet?
No.
Well, I have the Drogpod pet. It clearly spawned more chickens.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's part of the museum. Okay. I was like, no, I do not have that one, but I have not fully put out my museum.
I have finished 2 museums.
Your museums runneth over.
Yep, it's a hard task being a manager of 2 museums. I'll tell you.
What do they call that? No, curator is different, right? It's not just like director of a museum.
Yeah, it might be director.
Not just a curator. Actually, I'm noticing right on my screen, the Toro is purple. And on yours, Waffle, it's green.
Yeah.
Interesting. Disinteresting.
It's a different colors that it can produce.
So, yeah, don't know if you play Secret World much anymore, Super Hobbit, but congratulations. Congratulations on coming back from Hawaii, a married man. So we got marriages, we got births, we got community managers moving up. Don't worry, in media res, I'm getting to you. In medias. in medias res. I'm getting to you, Reframe. I'm getting to you.
We have births, and what was the other one?
Marriages.
Marriages. So where's the funerals?
We have no
Guys,
funerals. As far as we can tell, we have no funerals.
That's not possible.
That is good.
I mean, I personally have funerals, but I imagine that there probably are. There probably are. We're just not aware.
There probably are, but yes, as far as we know, they're not in the secret world community. That is a good thing. But I did see that
uninformed. That's all. They always go together. So we're clearly just. I'm just saying it means we're missing something.
I mean, it's true. Yeah, we have a birth, we have a marriage, we have a career moving up.
Yeah. So the idea there's not a funeral is batshit crazy. Like, that's not how the world works. Someone's dead in a room somewhere. Go check. I'm just saying.
Oh no, chickens.
Go knock on a door. I'm not trying to bring bad tidings, by the way. I'm just saying.
Vommer says they had to go to a wake earlier today. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I've had family members pass over the holiday, and I think another one to come shortly. So, not Secret World related though.
Not Secret World related though, but yeah.
But my point is, it's unlikely, given all these events, that the other hasn't happened, right? Like, that just seems unlikely. It just means our reporting detective skills are lacking. That's all.
It could also be that I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know right now.
Not
right now.
That is fair. That is fair. I would accept that as an answer too.
Wait, who moved up? Like literally moved up, or moved like spiritually? Oh, Zen. We just said that. Ignacy moved from community support at Funcom to community manager at Funcom.
Still alive, as far as we know.
Still alive, as far as we know. Everything is as far as we know. We don't know. It's been a day since they posted that. Which I would think is a literal move up. Another thing I noticed is that Dune Spice Wars, which is going to be the 4X strategy game that is being made by Shiro Games, put out an FAQ about what the game's going to be. It's one of the relatively more hotly anticipated Funcom games coming out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hype for that after their.
They've got a lot of hype going for it. Yeah.
Debut.
It was listed as one of the top games, or one of the top looking forward to games.
Yeah, I would I'm definitely looking forward to their sandbox game,
mm-hmm.
And I certainly will check out the RTS for sure. But I was genuinely surprised after the video. What was the
I think was there the
award
is
show?
I mean, oh yes.
Where did they announce it? What was it called?
Oh, the Video Game Awards.
Video Game Awards.
Yes.
I was genuinely surprised with the amount of hype I saw in the media, like Twitter and stuff, of people being genuinely fuck yeah, Dune RTS, let's go.
I really think it's because it really is people are clamoring for a video game Dune.
Your lantern there is
your head's got
grower.
It grew a little bit.
And big 'em.
Including the heads. They ate the chickens, by the way.
Oh.
Sacrifices must have been made.
Yes. Chickens are gone, but the heads are still going around. And I think, but that's almost literally why Funcom itself was bought up by Tencent. was because Tencent was like, we want Dune. And Funcom had the full rights to Dune.
Hold on. Zen, shut up.
Oh, yes, I did.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
They're like, we bought this book of Dune. Now we can make movies off of it. Now we can make TV shows off of it. That's no.
It's not how that works.
That's not how that works. Yeah. The actual book that they bought and then planned to turn each page into an NFT and then burn the book.
That's just dumb. It just shows how like they don't even understand their own.
Yeah, it shows a fundamental flaw in understanding what your own
because you wouldn't have to burn the book to make it valuable. The digital thing is still original, technically, right? Like it's the first digital production of the page, in theory, or it's your digital production of the page. But then you can't even do that because it's not your content.
It's not your art to start.
No one should be letting you turn it into an NFT in the first place.
The only people who should be making it into an NFT are the owners of Dune itself.
Which would be Funcom.
Well, no, because Funcom just has the rights.
Oh, they own the game rights. Games. Sorry, not the book rights. You're right.
It's whoever basically owns the IP itself.
Wait, so what you're saying is Funcom needs to make the game into an NFT?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Make an NFT game.
I need to get a hold of Andy. Andy, quick! Make an NFT of the Conan Exiles game.
Why are we bombing Ocho? I deserve it. That's why. You know it. I do. But they put out an FAQ all about what the game is going to be, and a couple of points in this that I've actually found interesting. I said, is an art the pace is slower than a typical RTS. Game also features exploration, territory control, economic growth, combat, politics, and spying. Has any of the game been reused / recycled from Northgard or any of your other titles? They said Vikings are well known for their very bad water discipline, so no, all aspects of Dune Spice Wars have been developed from the ground up specifically for this game. Why is the House Atreides green in game when in previous games it was blue? They said to stay true to the books. Many things in Dune have been represented differently in shows, movies, comics, or games over the years. The Atreides banner and uniforms are described as green and black in the books, so that is what we went for in the game. So basically the plot of their game will actually focus a lot more on the books themselves than any of the movies or any of the other properties.
Yeah, because I think in like Dune 2000 or the first RTS, it was House Ordos was the green faction.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Atreides was blue, Harkonnen red.
Then the first game they're coming out with is an RTS. They're still working on the sandbox game. There's multiple Dune games in production.
There are multiple Dune games in production, yeah. But it's not quite. But they say it's not quite RTS. It is RTS and also 4X, which means basically, like, not so much base building, but more like control and like if you played. Am I thinking of Stellaris? No,
I have no idea what you're thinking of.
I forget. There's a couple of like space games out there that are sort of along the same lines.
Zen, I don't remember if they were not in the books. It's been a while since I read them.
Another question, they said, will houses from classic Dune games make their way to the game? House Ordos, like you said. And they say House Ordos was first mentioned in the Dune Encyclopedia and then in the video game Dune 2, but never in Frank Herbert's works. We're starting with what's in the books, and we'll see what would be best beyond that during the early access. So again, they're sticking more to the books themselves, which I appreciate. I actually appreciate when they stick to the books. Will there be a campaign? They said the campaign will not be present in the initial launch build, but like multiplayer, is planned to come to the game at some point during the early access period. And then, what involvement does Funcom have with the development of the game? He said things are simple. Shiro Games is in charge of the whole development process, and Funcom takes care of publishing and marketing.
So
yeah, because Funcom is actually working on the sandbox game.
Yes, Funcom is working on their own Dune product, yes.
Right. That's the one that Tencent acquired them for. It's not the RTS, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's just like a little bonus.
Tencent didn't go all in on a...
They're not sinking 50 mil into the RTS.
Right.
They're sinking like 50 mil into the main game. Which is, by the way, not to downplay the RTS. I'm just saying, like, I don't think RTS's budget is nearly as large or as necessary as like a open world multiplayer sandbox survival game. Like that thing fucking requires way more work.
And that one will be a lot more similar to Conan Exiles.
Probably. I've said from the beginning, the sand in Exiles is amazing.
It's really nice, yeah.
I imagine they can do Dune justice. Like, the very first time this ever came up, I was like, fuck yeah. Conan Exiles, the first thing I noticed was the sand was fucking amazing.
The sand is amazing, right? And if it's gonna be a Dune product, it's gotta have good sand.
Yeah, it's gonna be similar to Exiles. It's a survival game of some sort, yeah. I mean, they could change some stuff or whatever, but like I imagine it's probably still Unreal Engine. And I would hope. I mean, at this point, they've learned a fuck ton from Exiles, like a fuck ton from Exiles. So it would be interesting to see, like, what they do with the next iteration.
And Tencent certainly thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, even just from watching like their dev streams and stuff, like they've learned as a company and as a developer so much from the beginning. They're like, there's things they would have like done differently had they known in the beginning, like what they would end up needing to do. Yeah, sometimes like you get so far in, like I can't change the fact. You know what I mean? Like they definitely have reached those points in Exiles. They have enough hindsight now to start a new project with a lot of good knowledge.
Zen says, wait, if there is no campaign.
No, you're misunderstanding. They said in early access. So Dune RTS is coming to early access, which is essentially like, a beta you can buy into, like Steam Early Access. So when it releases, it will have a campaign. When it comes to early access on Steam, originally it won't have a campaign, and they expect it to get the campaign at some point during the early access period.
Right. Like when it comes out, it's going to be a little more like Conan Unconquered, where it will basically have like sort of randomized maps, and then you could still have the combat and whatnot. You could still have the main gameplay, just go on more randomized maps, where the campaign will probably take place as a story through. But
they've talked a little bit about the campaign stuff and what they want to do there, and like how you can arrive at and solve conflict in different ways, and not even necessarily fighting. You could go political route, that sort of thing. They talked a little bit about that, but the point is, it's early access. Early access is not the same as release. They're not saying it's going to launch as a full release product with no campaign. They're saying it's launching in early access with no campaign originally.
And we're hoping that they take the route of early access the same way that Funcom did.
Right, like a year.
But to actually do Funcom, or to actually do early access the way that early access is intended to be used.
Yeah. Test shit. Get feedback, and then, at the end of the year produce a
Conan Exiles and even Isle of Sipta all in early access, and they changed the games like
drastically. Oh my god, drastically.
Based on feedback from that, and then when they thought, okay, but it's now good, we're now going to release. So they came out of early access in a good, like they put out the game, they looked at the feedback, they changed the game, and then they released it.
All that's true, but the key thing to that is it was a year.
Yes.
They were like,
it wasn't,
this is how you do early access. You don't just have like some like arbitrary, unending, perpetual beta that you maybe one day you decide to come out of. And they're like, at the end of this year, we're gonna fucking ship product.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did with Exiles. I don't know how long SIPTA was in early access. I don't think it was more than a year. It could have been less.
I think it was less. Yeah.
But essentially, the idea is you shouldn't be in early access more than a year. Early access means,
until that 7 days to die.
Yeah, right. Early access is supposed to mean you have a product. You just need to get some feedback and polish stuff, right? Like it's not an alpha. It's a beta or even better than a beta, but just not quite release.
Right.
And then the idea is it lets people buy into the beta, which gives you funding to further improve the product, and then you push it out.
I'll say, but the whole term of early access has been sullied by a lot of companies basically taking advantage of early access and basically taking all the money from it, not really building up the games, keeping in perpetual early access, and then going off of but we're still making the game excuse. In perpetuity.
Early access means you have badly working products we need money. No, early access legitimately early access is supposed to mean that we have something that we need feedback on, and yes, maybe we need funding, but we also need feedback. So we need feedback and we need money to fund the work to
make the rest of it.
Feedback recommends, I guess, is the way to say that, right? That's the idea. That's the goal. Some companies have taken advantage of that. Exiles was a perfect example of how you do that right. You people bought into the early access, and then they fucking went, Funcom went nutso with the development for it. And at the end of the year, they shipped units. They pushed out a live product, and they've continued to iterate on it and update it and do really good things with Exiles. It's still I think a big flagship for them.
Oh, I think it's their main flagship right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it still is. I think it still earns them revenue. I watched a speed run of Conan Exiles. It's great. Do you know that there's a current patch speed run of Conan Exiles?
No.
Lobos Jr., the streamer that played Dark Souls on guitar.
Later, Valmer.
I don't know if he still holds it. He has he had at least the world record for the fastest completion of Conan Exiles.
Night Farmer.
Which is great. That's super huge exposure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him play it and I think actually liking it over Valheim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valheim. Yeah. He played Valheim as well. I think he ended up going back to Exiles. Which is that's one of the biggest streamers I've seen, I've personally watched that was playing Exiles on another level. So yeah, I think Exiles is still doing pretty well. They're still doing a lot of things right. So I have high hopes for the Dune game as well, because the people they took the people that learned from Exiles that were in charge, and then put them on the Dune team. That's why you had all these people come into Exiles and now be you know what I mean? They've had changes of the guard, kind of.
Yeah.
Because they took those people with the Exiles experience and went, hey, you're now working on Dune.
You're now working on Dune, right?
Because Exiles is built up enough that you can put someone else over there to keep it running without, you know what I mean? And now you have those people that were there in the trenches for Exiles and learned all the things not to do. And now those guys are working on Dune. It's super smart. Super smart. Um,
and with Tencent basically, saying that they're basically all in on Funcom because of the Dune product, they have quite a bit at stake for making sure it's going to come out well. But as from what it looks like, everything that they're doing is right. Is the game should come out well.
Yeah.
I think it will. I think it will. I still have to read the books though. That's
You still have to read the books.
I still have to read the books. I like reading books before I jump into other media. That's me. All right, so we did get something interesting. We were tagged in a post on Twitter by an in medias res. Looking them up on everything that I was capable of doing so is it's a name in Latin meaning in the middle of things. They've set up a YouTube channel and Patreon where they say that they are creating folklore readings, music, and 3D modeling. Tyson Octor on the Patreon page says, quote, "I'm passionate about telling odd yet compelling stories in a visually interesting manner, combining such stories with music, atmospheric design, and 3D modeling for video production is what this all is all about. I hope you join me on this journey." And they've posted a couple things to YouTube, which appear to be readings of the Secret World lore currently at the Buzzing. They have currently basically a reading of the Buzzing up on their YouTube channel. And so it's another Secret World creative out there. So, and Jimmy, we have something a little extra right now from them.
Yes. So they sent me a teaser for their next video that is not up yet.
Okay.
It's just an audio, the audio portion.
Okay, I'll go ahead and play it.
I might be a little loud.
Our wisdom flows so sweet. Taste and initiate the
Last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
initiate the witness. Dark Agartha. Hello? Hell? Hello?
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yes, that's the teaser.
Oh,
So
it's a
I'm
teaser.
assuming
Okay.
I'm assuming we can expect the next video to be Dark Agartha.
To be on Dark
lore?
Agartha, yes. The first one is basically on the Buzzing. And it is basically a reading of the Buzzing lore entries, which they attribute to Joshua Deitch. That might be possibly misattributed.
I don't know. I think the Buzzing is the Buzzing is his invention for sure.
I think it's his invention, but I know we've asked him about this before when we were like, how much of this is yours? How much of this? And he basically was like, mostly it's all a team. Like, especially there in the beginning, it was all more of a team effort than it was him. But there was a point when it was like, I think it was like right before Tokyo that they were like, no, like, or the like Tokyo and at least all of the bestiary. I know all the bestiary is him. When they dropped all the bestiary lore, that is I believe all him. But Before that, though, before Tokyo, I believe that he was on as part of the team, but I don't know if he, it's not all his writing necessarily.
Dude, I didn't even realize until I looked at this that, like, actually that last survivor, the Nostromo signing off, is actually part of the lore for Dark Agartha.
Yep.
Like, that literally, like, I guess I kind of just sort of speed read past that a little bit because it doesn't.
Trying to think what part of let's see.
Well, I'm actually I gotta say though, I actually really like this because they're going from like essentially the buzzing, which is the very beginning, to the Dark Agartha, which is kind of the end. Dark Agartha is the most recent legend, if I recall.
Dark Agartha would be the most recent, yes.
And Dark Agartha has some really cool information in it. Really cool information in it. I
just realized I don't have all of Dark Agartha unlocked. Gasp.
But like the part where they say like we were the education protocol, but we did not tell you everything. We withheld.
Yeah.
She was not the first immaculate machine. We did not tell you what came before, what comes after. You are. Which I just interpret to mean fucked, but whatever.
Life finds a way.
Is Refim, are you still around? I just realized maybe we waited too long and they're gone already.
They're sitting next to us, so hopefully they're
never
still
mind.
around.
They should still be around. Hello.
Yes, well, we believe this is Refrim. This is Refrim's baby.
Refim, did you want to come chat about it? I can shoot you a link if you want to come chat about your project.
What the?
What? What's the what the?
Oh, I gotta somebody doesn't like me dancing over here. Never mind, it went away. Oh, that's probably Ceruleana. It's like I just had a mech at my feet.
Ah.
What in the hell?
What in tarnation?
Damn it, Bobby.
We still use a line. I think it was usually in reference to like the kids, and now it's in reference to the puppy. But there's some episode of King of the Hill where it's Bobby and Dale's kid that's not Dale's kid, right? Dale's son that's clearly not Dale's son.
Yes.
And he's hanging out with Bobby, and like everyone's leaving, and they're like, and he's like, "Whoa, we can go pee in places where pee isn't supposed to be." And you're like, "Wait, what?" like everyone's like leaving, they're gonna be home alone. He's like, "We can pee in places that pee isn't supposed to be." And like, what? What? Why? What? And so like that's been like a thing. First with the kids when they were little and would have like peeing accidents, and now with the puppy, pee in places where pee isn't supposed to be.
That's been my house for the past 2 weeks too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week was not a good week.
I was like, how is that like an exciting thing you do when the parents are away? Is to pee in places that pee isn't supposed to be.
Yes, finally.
I don't understand.
It's like a rebellion, but in a really weird way.
Like, what? Are you just peeing outside because you can and no one's gonna yell at you or something? Like, are you peeing like because you can't be peeing in a corner in the house? Someone's gonna notice that when they get back.
Like, I'm gonna pee in the kitchen. I'm sorry, what?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, you could pee in the sink in the kitchen, I guess, and no one would probably realize that happened.
Bottom of the dishwasher
Maybe.
or something.
Yeah.
Don't do
Anything that washes itself. Anything that washes itself, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be all right. No, yeah, but like our kitten was going through heat, and she's going through heat, and our older cat did not know how to deal with it. So part of heat is that, yeah, they sort of mark up their territory a little. So she was going around and like doing like, you know, little bits outside of the box, which wasn't like her because she's usually really good about being in the box. And a little bit outside the box, but our other cat was like, "What is this nonsense?" And then she started peeing everywhere, and then like our son was having his own issues
He couldn't pee
about going in, and I was like, can no one pee where they're supposed to in this house? Can nobody figure it out?
But did you start peeing out of the box?
At one point I turned to my wife and I was like, you better have gone on the potty. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, did you go where you were supposed to? She's like, yes, of course I did. I was like, good. Because it was like a good like 4 or 5 days in a row of this happening, and we were just going crazy.
Zan said, it is mostly into a sink, yes? Don't you do that as a child, or were those memories suppressed? I mean, I don't think so. I did pee on tires. If you're on a road trip somewhere and like your dad would have you get out and he'd be like, pee on the tire, make us go faster. that was the quote. Pee on the tire, it'll make us go faster. Oh, I think there's Refem. I think Refem just tried to join the Skype call, or is in the Skype call.
I said joined.
I see 4 of 4 in the call.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey!
There you are.
There you are. How are you,
Welcome.
Refem? How are you? Should I call you Refem or should I call you Tyson?
Either one works.
Okay. Well, we go by our pseudonyms here, so Refem is fine.
All right.
All right. So how are you? How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Okay. All right. So if you don't mind my asking, where are you from? What part of the world are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Wait, you're in my state? It's only big enough for one of us.
You're in Jimmy's territory. Oh no.
Yeah, in Northeast PA.
Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. I'm in the southwest of Pennsylvania.
All right, see, there we go. We got plenty of space.
We got
I'll
some
say then
pretty
actually you're much closer to me than you are to Jimmy.
Yeah,
at
you're
that
probably
point.
closer to Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey,
Because I'm right outside of Philadelphia, but in Jersey. I'm on the Jersey side.
Nobody's
You
closer
should go-
to me, so I'm down in the dong of the U.S.
We're
So it's good to have a
we're not
Florida man
down
around.
by the by Waffles
Yes.
Way.
Yes, Waffle's our resident Florida man.
hmm Whenever you hear anything about Florida Man, it's Waffle.
Yeah. Newspapers,
True.
you see my picture.
No, but welcome, welcome, Refem. So in your own words, I basically quoted what you said on your about page, but in your own words, what is this project that you are working on?
Really, I just wanted to do something involved with the game, and I've seen so many friends have issues with getting streaming software working, so I just want to avoid that entirely and just record stuff and put it out there.
Okay.
Fair.
Oh, so you're talking to 3 people who actually do have streaming software down pretty well.
No, I'm just saying like that. No, that's fair. Like completely fair. Like
No,
I
it
had
is-
the
it is
first
fair,
Echo
though, yeah.
stream just go completely to shit, because the mod didn't work in the middle of me streaming.
Mhm.
So not something you have to deal with if you're pre-recording and just go like, oh, well, I'll fix this and record it later.
Well,
Yeah,
fix it in
no, it's,
post.
you have a lot more control when you are not doing it live. I'll do it live. No, absolutely. Okay. So basically, is basically what you're doing essentially doing dramatic readings of the lore that's already in the game.
Yeah, that's the idea. And on Twitter, I put a little tag in about SWL RP. If anybody wanted to get in touch with me, they can. I would be open to creating new content in that voice that could be
Okay.
used.
Yeah, because there is still a relatively large RP community within the Secret World. It's kind of been segmentized into a small little group, but they're out there.
They're out there.
Yeah.
They're out there. We have an RP community here. Yeah.
They're pretty consistent too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think Vollmer already left, but I know Vollmer's there.
Vollmer.
Like, all the
Madrina
time.
does a lot of the radio, like in RP radio shows.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Any of the radio shows have a lot of
Mhm.
RPers at them, like the Horn God meetups and the park meetups, like the New York Park meetups and stuff like that. There's still a very healthy RP community, I think, which is good. It's always good to see. Even though I've tried to dabble in the RP a little bit on occasion, I've gone to a couple of RP events, but I always feel weird. It's like I'm not an RPer at heart, but I can still appreciate it. I can still appreciate what they do.
Yeah, same. I have friends that have been into RP in different realms and always thought it was interesting, but I don't quite get it. But would still love to help them tell their stories in a different way if I could.
Or could, yeah, to help out in some sort of manner. That was going to be my next question, though. Is the lore that's in Secret World is fantastic lore. Of course it is. We love the lore in Secret World. I mean, part of the lore is what drives all of us to play the game in the first place. But all the lore is basically, and there's a lot of it. So there's a lot of material there to work with necessarily. But yes, my main question is going to be, but are you planning on possibly creating your own lore or your own dramas or your own whatever? Because you created a Patreon for this. So were you planning on what were you planning on using? Like what do you think is going to be the draw for using the Patreon itself?
The Patreon itself, really, I put that together because I have other friends that are creators, and they're always like, like Patreon's helped me out so much. So I'm like, all right, I'll get that done. That's out there, and there's still more I have to do to set it up better and like look at all the different ins and outs of the tiers and all that. But it's at this point, be willing to have conversations about with people that are interested in better tailor it to what they'd be interested in.
Okay. Sort of creating for to see what people want created.
Kind of, yeah. Like you said, there's a lot to draw from with just within this game, so that'll keep me busy for a bit. And if it gives me time to and contacts to set up with other people to do other projects, then great.
Okay. I have an important question. To me, I would like to know, how is it you have 2 videos and twice as many subscribers as I do?
I might have to take this into private.
I'm just saying. I went to look at it and I was like, holy shit. God damn. I've been putting
Look at
YouTube
the,
content out since
Look at the creation date
2015.
on that account.
Yeah, so is it did you like repurpose the channel?
Yeah. Originally, I had been doing translations of Rammstein videos like years ago, and then when all the different algorithm Ageddons happened, the whole channel just got wiped, and but I had
Gotcha.
amassed quite a few followers from that.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
That makes you
I
feel
was-
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like, if that had existed for like 2 weeks and had like double, I was like, God damn, what am I doing wrong?
It's like, well, I might as well
Holy
quit
shit.
too. It's like, and most of my stuff is on helping.
Yeah, I'd been losing like one follower a month for the last few years, but I got enough back to cover that this week. So
I feel
Looking
like I don't know why this is the case. Subscribing on Twitch costs money. Subscribing on YouTube costs no money. Following, because follow on Twitch is basically the same as subscribe on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
It's the
adding.
same. This is a
It's
different.
just
Getting a-
terminology, yeah.
Getting a follow on Twitch, easy. Getting a free subscribe on YouTube, like fucking pulling teeth. Like, I don't know why it is, but it is. That is just genuinely the truth. People will throw you follows on Twitch, like no problem, just to help you out, like whatever.
Do you
And
do
on
your
YouTube-
CTAs?
Huh?
Do you do your CTAs?
What? I don't even
Call
know
to
what you
action.
said. Call to action? No, because I'm not an asshole.
Well, there you go.
You want to know what I think the real answer is? I think because on Twitch they put two buttons right next to each other. They put the follow button, and then right next to it they put the notification button. On and now I can't remember on YouTube specifically, but on YouTube it's like if you hit subscribe, that's almost everything that you subscribe to will be like notified to you.
No.
I think I agree. No, on YouTube you still have to ring the bell.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta do the
call
bell.
to actions are subscribe, ring the bell. But I do think you're partially right. One, I think it's a terminology. I think the terminology on
Yes.
YouTube is worse. Subscribing like just makes
Subscribing
you
is
think you're
not the
paying
word they
for
should be
something.
using. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you think you're paying for something even when you're not. So I
Mhm.
think that's a turnoff, number one. And number two, even if you haven't rung the bell, when you subscribe to something, it's in your feed. So you're like on Twitch, when I follow you, doesn't mean I see you ever when I'm looking for shit.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But on YouTube, when I click subscribe, that shit's in my feed like every day.
Zen says no, it is because nobody knows if I don't hit subscribe. If I watch someone on Twitch and don't hit follow, I feel morally wrong.
I
So Zen said
mean,
it's all about the guilt. There's a guilt associated with.
Well, it's
No,
also
I-
the
I-
Twitch culture as
the
well.
analytics might back that up. I'm currently sitting at 98.5% of the viewers not subscribing.
yeah, that's a
Oh, yeah.
huge thing. Every single, even massive YouTuber that I see, always the end of the videos are like, please hit subscribe. 75% of people aren't subscribed. And these are like people that make their living and have like multiple millions of views.
Yeah.
You know, they still have a problem with subscriber. And I think A, it's the verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. And B, it's what it does to your feed. You're essentially protecting your feed by saying, I only want to see what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on Twitch, yes, you can click a page to see who you're following, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you see them on like the live when you go to like these popular things are streaming, right? Like it's separated it out. So you're almost like protecting your algorithm on
On Twitch.
YouTube. Well, on
Yeah.
YouTube, you're protecting your algorithm by not subscribing because you're
Oh,
like, I
yes,
like
yes,
this thing,
yes.
I'll give it a like, but I'm not subscribing because I don't want to fucking show up on my feed, you know,
Well, the
every
thing
single day.
is because if the reason why a lot of people don't subscribe is, say, if you're like interested in just gaming videos or say like Fortnite videos, if you start subscribing to something that's not relative to what you usually been watching,
now you get flooded with all that shit all the time.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's what I said.
There's times that if you don't go to that person that you subscribe to as channels, you will be no longer fed any of the videos or newest videos from that channel, even though you subscribe to it, because it's showing YouTube that you're not interested in it anymore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you have to ring the bell.
Well, even if you ring the bell, it's
by,
if you
changing who you subscribe to.
Yeah.
But also, I think on Twitch, and here's another thing I'll say: on Twitch, when you click follow, any halfway decent streamer has a graphic that comes up, so and so followed.
Yeah,
that's a huge. It's not even that you feel wrong for not following; it's that you get an endorphin rush for following.
Oh yeah,
it like costs you nothing to do, and you see your name come up, and they know that you just did it, and everyone else knows you
get like
did it.
A thank you, and you normally get like a.
Whereas on YouTube, you hit subscribe, it's not live, and like, what benefit do you get out of that?
Yeah, because there's a delay.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is, someone has to.
The endorphin rush.
Well, the thing is, if it's not live, no one that person doesn't know if subscribed or not. So like, who the fuck cares? There's no good or bad. There's no endorphin rush, but there's no feeling guilty either. They don't know what I did or didn't do.
Right.
And you're protecting your algorithm. So yeah, I think YouTube is kind of losing on that front, and it's so much more difficult to get subscribers on YouTube.
I did get a Google TV for my other room, and I did notice that I'm not as likely to get up and find the remote to subscribe to a new channel on the TV than as I would if I was just on my computer.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's like a small part of it too for some of the audience at least.
On my TV, I don't even log in, mostly because I don't want whatever's showing up there to what like
change.
You don't want the naked yoga to show up on your TV.
I mean, I don't look at that. I'm a real person. I'll just go to a porn site and not look at naked yoga on YouTube. But my point is, I don't necessarily want on my TV that my kids use to to go into the YouTube and them to see like I don't know, like Dark Souls 3 speedrunning or some shit. Like it's not relevant. I'll just look up manually.
YouTube Kids.
They don't use YouTube Kids because I don't bother putting it on. They're just on regular YouTube on their tablets.
Yeah, screw that.
But they're learning things. God damn it! They're learning
real
things.
life.
They're gonna learn how to speed run.
Right.
And speedrun Dark Souls 3. Because that's important.
Zen says, I mean, some Twitch streamers have those splashes disabled because no one wants their name to show up on ear-licking streams, I guess.
That's not true. I know Amaranth has that shit displayed.
Somebody's probably paying extra for that.
No, you see that? Yeah, they really want that to show up on ear-licking streams because they want to be known in the ear-licking community.
Especially if when you get the subscribe notification comes up, and it's like a little jingle, and it's like, oh hey, I get to write your name on the board. Hold on, bend over.
That reminds me, Avast. He's he works in the Overwatch League. And he's also a streamer, and I guess he raided Amaranth at some point when he's any one of his streams. And when he raided, it said, like raid with so many like hundreds or thousands of people coming in from a vast stream, and she was like, "Arr, matey," because Avast is his name. So like then that is his like that. Clip is like his, I think, follow or subscribe graphic now is Amaranth saying "Arr, matey," which is pretty fucking amazing. But yeah, the live the live interaction is just way better, right? And getting someone. Trying to guilt someone into subscribing on YouTube, those calls to action just doesn't work, man. If people like your shit, they're gonna do it, and if they don't, they're not gonna. And no amount of like, please hit the button is gonna make someone hit the button. I feel
Also-
like if anything, it turns people off.
I'll say
Well,
also the whole like, smash that subscribe button, and is sort of.
That can be okay if you're doing it in a funny.
I would say,
like,
but it's sort of
yeah.
like
It's
I've
it's
been-
memed.
mocked. It's
I've been
yeah.
playing
Oh,
around
yeah,
with the better way to do it myself, and I haven't found a good way yet.
What a
Like
lot.
You have to lean-
one
you
of
have to
one of my
lean into the
ideas
meme.
was having fun with it in like the closed captioning. Like turn the closed captioning on. By the way, if you haven't seen the videos with that, I do what's called sweetened closed captioning. It's the actual term. I looked it up. It couldn't be better. But yeah, I have some fun in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
a
one
lot
of the
the
more interesting ways that I've seen it done, where someone says it, is basically like they have their like relative introduction to what the video is about, or and then right before they get into the content, they basically say like, so if you appreciate it, just go ahead and like and subscribe and do all that, and now into the content. And so basically it's sort of like the introduction into it. So it's like they don't tell you right at the end, when you might not have time before YouTube basically hits you onto the next video, and they don't come right off the bat and say it as well. They do it sort of like midpoint, which I thought like, okay, all right, I kind of like that. I kind of like that method. It's a little better.
I do like the closed caption. A slow, heavy, ominous guitar durs attacks. The light piano ventures cautiously. That's all right. That's pretty cool.
Okay, all right.
That is if there's someone like that actually can't hear, like watching that, that's super great.
Yeah,
It's
like
very-
there are
very descriptive.
shows and movies that I've seen that had the subtitles done in a style like this, and I was always just wondering, why aren't they all like this?
Why are they all like this? Yeah.
Like they all need to be like this.
My favorite, I think a movie was that did subtitles was Night Watch. I don't know if you've seen that. It's the guy that directed the movie Wanted.
Night Watch, the Russian horror films. Yeah.
The subtitles, like he baked into the movie. And like they're part of the cinematic style. Like I think one, like the vampire's like calling to him, and there's just like blood floating in the air that's just like, come to me. You know what I mean? Like the English subtitles are literally baked into the cinema of the thing. And like when the vampire yells like get out, like that it comes out like a megaphone, like the words in English come out like a megaphone from his mouth, and like they shake. Like it's such a, like, I mean, the effects in that movie are cool as shit, especially considering I think he did that on like a shoestring budget. But the fact that the subtitles are part of the cinematography is amazing.
It's like there was one time my wife and I are big into theater. We even met in in basically a theater company that we both did stuff with. And there was one time we went to go see a production of, it was like a community theater production, but it was community theater production of Pippin, and basically it's a musical, and it, like, our friend was in it, and so we weren't expecting much. We were basically expecting them to be like, okay, so the music's gonna be like okay, and the acting's gonna be okay, and it's just gonna, we're here mostly to support our friend, and that's cool. But when we got there, it was like, oh, this production is going to be, we're going to have sign language interpreters going along with, here as well. Okay, so we thought there was going to be like someone at the front of the stage, basically like, giving all of the sign language and, all of that good to go along with the show. And there's nothing wrong with that. But instead, they had an actor who followed around every main character and every there were 2 or 3 interpreters, and they just followed around the different characters right behind them, signing as what they were saying as they went. And it lifted up the entire production. It was so good. Like at one point, the one of the characters dies. One of the characters gets stabbed by another character, and he dies. And when that happened, the interpreter grabbed the knife from the person after he was done and stabbed the other interpreter. And it was like, this is fantastic. This is amazing. Why haven't we seen this done before? And they were like, oh, this was like only for tonight. And I'm like, this was only for one show? Like, God, that was amazing.
Wow.
So no, I could absolutely see where, going above and beyond with certain aids like that, with with subtitles or with whatnot, should absolutely be taken into consideration. So it's appreciated. It's very much appreciated. Oh no!
You all right?
What?
He disappeared from the game.
Chicken?
No, Rephram.
Oh, Rephram.
Rephram disappeared, and Ceruleana is breaking the game.
The chickens are gone too. That's all right. I have the NFT. It's fine.
you have the chicken NFT. It's fine. It's fine.
I have the frozen one.
And Farmer's got the backup.
Yep. We got the
like
original, and we also got the frozen and the fire chicken.
The Shoguns replied, "Frozen chicken, not frozen thighs." I did want to say about the teaser clip for Dr. Gartha. Like, the Dr. Gartha legend is some of my favorite stuff. Not just because it's the most recent, but because of the revelations in it, and also just some of the lines in it are fucking amazing. But also, I didn't realize until listening to your clip that some of that text was really there. I think I kind of glossed over it. So I just wanted to say, props on the presentation of it, because it was presented in such a way that I actually processed that text that I have been apparently just sort of glossing over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your presentation is very much I'm gonna say slow. Slow is not the right word for it. It's methodical.
Deliberate.
Deliberate. Deliberate's a good way. Yeah.
But not just that, not just deliberate, but just the changing of the voices. That's legitimately, I didn't realize the last survivor of the Nostromo signing off. I didn't realize that was part of that legend. I just straight up. I mean, it's been a while since I read it. I might have forgot.
There's a ton of little things like that sprinkled through all of them.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually, I talked about this on the Discord a little bit, but I'm actually talking with a former assistant to Neil Gaiman to get a copy of this album that her and another assistant recorded based on poems he wrote. And one of the lines from one of the poems is in the Revenant's lore.
Oh, nice.
So I'm tracking a copy down. It's not for sale. It barely exists online. But I tracked her down, and she said she can get me a copy. So I'm gonna get it in there somehow.
That's cool.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that, and I just thought it'd be cool to get it all together and give people a different way to experience the lore.
Yeah, because there's a lot of creation, because you're tapping into another avenue of expanding and doing the lore, bring it out there to more of the people who haven't really heard about it all that much, or in Jimmy's case, just bypass it in their mini runs through the game.
I mean, I've read
I
read
know,
it
I'm
all.
just
I've literally read all the legends in the game at least once. Even the bestiary. I read that when I was farming 10Ks back in TSW. I was just farming like 10K kills for 14 hours a day, and I would just like read the legends while I was attacking shit.
But the problem is that there's so much of it that even if you've read it once, you'll forget. It's like, wait, is that in it?
Oh, yeah.
No, that can't be in it.
Especially me.
Yeah.
Especially me. Yeah, goldfish rabbit over here. Yeah, I'll fucking forget that shit. I mean, the thing is, it's more that my recall's busted than anything else. It's there somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just the recall is fucked up. So, every once in a while I'll just be like, oh yeah, this thing. But 99% of the time I don't remember what the fuck I read. You know what I mean? But if something were to come up, maybe it would trigger it and I would somehow pull that piece of information up. But yeah, it is definitely, something where it's good to hear it in a different way. And not just a different way, but I feel like, at least to me, it's kind of, and maybe like let me know if I'm overstepping, but it feels a little bit like this is sort of what it's supposed to be like when it's getting beamed into your brain.
That's what I was going for when I started the sound design of it. I was just like, all right, like, what would this be like? Like what would it feel like to have like these ideas just getting injected directly into your head?
Yay! I wasn't completely out in left field for once. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like to me is with just the different voices, and that's even like a little bit, at least the deeper tone ones kind of remind me a little bit of the Serrano stuff from Moons of Madness, like I don't. Did you play the ARG thing?
I did.
Yeah, that had like voices, right? When you click different stuff, you'd hear like weird the.
Yeah, they did have different voices that would come out, and some of the filth babbling.
Things. Yeah, and some of it was clues. Some of it you could take as clues, and some of it was just, I think, background. But yeah, it kind of had like a similar feel.
A lot of whispers.
At least the deeper parts of it remind me of that. But the other parts definitely, it feels like radio frequency or literally just buzzing, which is very appropriate.
I took a sample of bees swarming and stretched it out and threw a bunch of different effects at it, and then just tweaked it until it still sounded like bees, or it sounded like bees again, from not sounding like bees at all to like getting it close to being bees again, but like just wrong enough. And then the other side, the other ear, the main sound is white noise. It's overlapping with different harmonics. So, but it's all just noise. So yeah, it was supposed to create that like just like weird uneasiness.
Yeah, I think it does that.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, no, like definitely in a good way. I think lore is fun beyond the first time, and just sometimes it takes you a little while to get more out of it. I think much like playing through the game, I think playing through Secret World like one time, or even as just one faction, is just not enough. You need to play through it multiple times and as all the factions, and then probably as each faction a second time to pick up what you missed the first time through. You know, in my opinion, at least, you definitely don't get a full picture of the game without doing all three factions for 100% for sure.
For sure, yeah.
And then there's just stuff like the game basically. There's all kinds of nods to things that you have no possible way of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on your first playthrough, you know what I mean? Like there's references to Tokyo in Savage Coast, and you have no fucking idea about Tokyo at that point in time. And if you started playing TSW in the beginning, like you basically didn't know Tokyo was coming, or when you did know Tokyo was coming, you certainly didn't know anything that existed in Tokyo yet. So it's very clear that the storyline for the game was pretty well thought out, like well before anything was executed. You know, because they wrote all that shit in well before that later content was made. So there's all kinds of like cross things, and you know, you'll encounter something and be like, oh shit, that links to this thing over here. I'm still trying to figure out the stupid trader in Scorched Desert. I'm pretty sure he's a ex-dragon person or some shit.
The trader in Scorched Desert.
The one that you can assassinate with a sniper rifle.
I don't remember that right now.
There's the trader mission. It's one of the first ones you can get. Okay. And when you first show up in the zone, you talk to what's her face, and you have like it automatically gives you one mission, but the second mission is called the trader, and the side mission is called headhunter, which is for recruiting. And he's the only alive recruit, the one that answers the doorbell and is like, "Yeah, I'll show up." And that's the same guy you assassinate in the trader mission. It is that guy. And then there's like at the turn-ins, I think, for the missions, at least if you're playing Dragon Faction, there's little codes at the end of the turn-ins. And I think somewhere along the way, like something on your 50th playthrough, you realize that like, oh, the guy that's a trader, like also I think used to be a dragon thing, potentially. And I think the codes relate to that, if I'm not mistaken.
Those codes are a whole rabbit hole. The old TSW forums had some very deep dives into them. It didn't all come together until later. Yeah. But yeah, there's even clues when you get to if you look at the one board, there's a sign on and it says like X equals 01 or something like that. That's the key that you need to solve the puzzle that's hidden in all of the lore.
Mm-hmm. Those motherfuckers.
And the whole thing, it turns out like it's telling this story about the dragon keeping the people that are writing these notes, like they don't want to be there. Like they're not even allowed to use their names and everything. So that's why they figure out like, oh, if we just put some random codes at the bottom, like they let it slide through. But if they would sign their name, they would redact it. So like they had to hide it in these puzzles. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like
everything's a puzzle. Yeah.
Puzzles within puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is everything is intentional. Nothing is
and it's all so connected, and so like just the fact that like the key to that would be in the raid, right? Like that's on the wall, it's a ticker,
on the marquee.
Yeah. In the raid, like
on the ticker, yeah.
That's fucking insane that would even be a thing. And that's what I mean. There's no possible way you play through this game one time on one character for one faction and have any fucking idea what's going on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have to come at it from all the factions. And also, I'm not sure it's possible unless you're pulling some fucking Pepe Sylvia shit. You know, Charlie with the.
That's how I'm imagining the whole time. You're telling these like the story, like how like they're putting it all together like at Funcom. Like just imagine
Yeah.
somebody like
Like there's
at the board.
if you think about it, just the sheer breadth of information, like there's just no way to fit it in your head at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to like put it down and set it over here and say this is attached to this with your yarn and your pin.
You have to basically
And
be
like you have to
the
set it
Charlie
aside.
meme, yeah.
At least for me, there's no possible way I could keep this all in my head at the same time. Like it's just not. I don't think it's for me personally. I don't think it's physically possible. I can't comprehend all of the lore at once.
It's like the revelation that like the guy at the end of Darkness War is like one of the bosses in
Boss 3
is boss 3
Polaris.
in the
Polaris.
first dungeon. What is it called?
Polaris.
In Polaris,
Polaris. Jesus Christ.
That one mission. Dungeon.
I said it like 5 times, and you're like,
it's Solomon Island, Kingsmith.
I was searching in my own head.
Polaris.
It's what the shipping containers.
The one that should be the one with Cthulhu.
Oh, you mean facility?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that one.
That one, yeah.
The Varangian.
The Varangian, yeah.
Varangian, something like that.
The Ferengi.
Yeah, that guy.
But it's like, but it's even one of
The
those things where it's
Ferengi from Star Trek.
like, guess what? Those are connected, and you wouldn't know
Yeah.
that if you didn't read the lore.
If you didn't read the lore and certain, I think even certain turn-ins are what tells you that is, it's like a mission turn-in that tells you that they sunk or something. Still don't know how people know code for the shipping container in Polaris. I don't remember how you know the right code. I just know you put in the wrong code 3 times and it opens. So
I don't think
for
a
me,
right code has been found.
It has.
I know.
There is a correct code to get it the first time?
Yeah. Because I always put in 111, 111, 111.
Yeah, Sam, I just spam it.
And it opens. But Mikey, didn't you put in the code at some point?
Yeah.
There is
look
one.
on TSWDB.
Was it
for
a
that one.
4-digit instead of a 3-digit, or?
Zin says it's 5456.
I want to say, is that also part of the lore? That might also be part of the lore.
I mean, it has to go to something, right? Like, there's no way that it.
I like how almost all of the number codes play part of the Secret World theme. Like if you were trying to play it on a telephone.
That's pretty funny. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Next time you're going through doing anything with the keypads, like try to pick out what part of the theme it
I
is.
did catch that. Yeah. When you type like, yeah, it's sort of the theme, the game's main theme.
Oh, it's probably for the legend. What legend does that one give? It's got to be one of the Polaris legends. That's what it is. That's where I should be looking. I was looking for like the dungeon, but that doesn't make any sense. That's not where it would be. It would be in
the actual lore itself.
Yeah, it'd be like how to find. You know what I mean? How to unlock the.
Yeah, it's probably on tswdb.com.
Everything's on tswdb.com.
Well, the legacy site just has put in any code 3 times, so it's not the legacy site. That's for sure.
Which boss is it in between? It's between.
It's the same boss. It's the Viking one. It's a.
Between 2 and 3.
No, it's after 3. Between 3 and 4. It's the guy that jumps down, the one from Darkness War. That's the guy. You kill him, and then you go to the crate. So you have the Drog boss, the female boss, like the one with the lightning storm, right? And then you have the Varangian that jumps down. It's the one from Darkness War. After him is the crate that you unlock with the code. And then comes the big fat one. And then the Dweller, and then Erdron. I'm not even seeing the Polaris lore on the... So it's not on TWDB. I feel like on Cry Gaia. Maybe it's on there.
It might be.
5756 is what Cry Gaia says then.
Yes.
5756.
Question is why?
The question is, why does it say 5756? The world may never know. Yeah, you input the wrong code 3 times, Nick, and it opens, but supposedly there is a right code that opens it.
Okay. Someone says, I just found something on unfair.co. It said, as of May 2014, enter the last 4 digits of the shipping container number found on the outside of the container.
Oh, so
makes
obvious.
sense.
Yeah, perfect. This is fine.
I think just the fact that you could just brute force it and make it open means that people didn't spend a lot of time trying to figure out the right code.
No.
Or what it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because why? Why do that if you don't have to?
Got thrown off a boat, bounced across an island. Who knows, man?
No, I mean, like from a player perspective, like there's no incentive to figure it out if it just opens.
Fair.
You know, I'm sure someone figured it out because they didn't know that you could brute force it. But too many people knew that you could brute force it, so it didn't care. They didn't care to solve it.
Yeah, like it wasn't. I'm gonna quickly go into Polaris and see if that's actually true.
I wonder if that was something
easy.
from early access that got changed.
Well, it was the very first dungeon. They probably didn't want to make something unnecessarily difficult there. You know?
Maybe, yeah.
You want to
especially something as frustrating as not having one of the lore pieces.
Yeah, you want to retain people. You don't want to piss them off. I mean, it's one of the reasons we have story dungeon in Legends, right? They want people to experience the dungeons because they're not regular. I mean, they are dungeons, but most dungeons in other games don't have the same level of story and cinematic and actually have legends in them. You know, like lore pieces, like Secret World does.
I think there's some of the best dungeons in games, period. But that's my own bias.
They're really good, but what I mean is like most other games don't have like story shit in the fucking dungeon crawl.
Right.
You know, they would be separated.
So they do, but the story is so, I don't know, segmented away from it. Like it's they try to make it so that, you know, because they know the people going into the dungeons themselves are just kind of rushing through because they just want to complete the dungeon. But Secret World kind of changes that in that, like, not only is there lore for the dungeons themselves, but also there's not a whole bunch of like cruft. There's basically, you know, you have basically boss after boss after boss after boss. You know, they're not like weighing you down with tons of like unnecessary trash mobs all the time. And for the most part, they're all basically boss and boss and boss. So it's a way to still make them feel good, but without needing to add all the extra time. If that makes any sense.
I'm looking for 5756 anywhere before I try and put it in, and I don't see it yet.
You're running it as well.
I'm
The
already
person
there.
who's not running it is Waffle.
The person whose screen we can see.
That's right.
I thought he opened up another installation.
Yeah, I don't see it on the container. I'm going to try it anyways. I mean, it could be. Where did it say it is? What did we say?
5756.
5756. Yeah.
Oh, yep, that does work. Confirmed that is the code. First try. So then the question is, why is it the code?
Why is the
I
code? That's
Need
the
a
question.
selfie pointing at the number on the crate now.
What?
I would say that might not be right because I don't know. It was just some comment on something. So yeah, need to come in and verify.
Well, it could be on a different crate somewhere.
Check the registration number on the dinghy that you first poured in on. Could be anywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I do that a lot then, creating the notes on the map. 5756 is for sure the number.
Yes.
So
Question is, where does it come from?
yeah, what the fuck is the number?
I'm getting there.
It's not in the legend itself. Or at least it doesn't seem to be.
In the shipwreck, right?
What?
Did I pass it?
I don't know. Where are you? Did you pass
I'm
the third
entering
boss?
the shipwreck proper.
No, it's back. No. It's right after the loot chest from the third boss, the lightning guy. It's next to the animal well after that boss.
Why do I think it's back here somewhere?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm
drugs?
misremembering something.
I like to think that someone previous iteration was entering codes one at a time, starting with 0 to 0 until they reinforced it. No, but that's the thing, Zen. If you do 3 codes, it opens anyways. That's why no one bothered to figure out the code, because you don't need to figure out the code. If you can't brute force that code, you put in any code 3 times and it works. So that doesn't work. I retreat the dungeon and go back in, I think. Where would we see 5756?
I'll say there is an answer to it. So therefore, we're backwards solving this.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a Hitchhiker's Guide thing. You know?
Oh, there it is.
The answer is 42. What's the question? Nah.
That's a different show.
7.
What do we say? It's
6.
That's a whole other episode.
we already just it's something like the question was like, what is 9 multiplied by 5 or something?
How many roads must a man walk down?
Let's say no, it is not on the side, because on the side it says 64708843600. So that is not what's on the side.
Check the map. Are there any codes on the map itself?
There are.
I remember there being little notes here and there.
There are, but I didn't see anything that looked.
Because that'd be funny and just perfect if it was on the map since 2012.
Yeah, I didn't
Nobody
see any.
noticed.
None of the coordinates were near it, and none of them have those numbers in them.
No.
Okay.
If anything is part of the grid, it says it's in basically grid K27, but I don't think that translates. Only Vomer was still here.
Right?
Vomer would know. If I'm like, oh, it's simple. It's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and here's a link to
Well,
where you can find
they
it.
never updated their website with it. And, rude.
Wow.
Tell us why. Why is it 5756? It's lore 4, right?
Correct.
It's a mystery now. It's a mystery that we need solved.
Right now.
Right now. That's it. We're doing it live.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be in, like, I just restarted the dungeon. It doesn't appear to be, like, anywhere in the beginning part that I could see.
Now, here's something interesting. In this chain that I found on unfair.co, in the discussion, in the comments, there's one that was posted 9 years ago. It says, anyone know the code for the 4th entry? The bug where it opened after 3 random tries has been fixed. That's what it is. As of May 2014, all right, the crate doesn't, someone says the crate doesn't open after 3 random numbers anymore. Apparently it was a bug that was fixed.
And then broken again because the guides already said that's how you do it. So they're like, all right, just break it again.
I don't think that's true, though. Or if it was fixed, quote, fixed, it was accidentally fixed and they unfixed it, because I think I remember it being this way in TSW. And looking at the TSW guide from the Legacy one.
Well, 9 years ago was certainly TSW. Yeah.
Maybe they were just trolling everyone, telling them like, oh yeah, it doesn't work anymore. And then just nobody would try it.
I don't know. People are actually kind of like, we're trying random numbers and it's not working. Interesting.
All these numbers start with 2. Like, literally, like, every number I'm running past starts with 2. It's really annoying. I think starts with a 5. In fact, all these numbers I think are the same. Yeah, a bunch of these numbers are the same. I'm going further in because I'm thinking maybe you see it, I don't know, somewhere else.
Okay, someone says, I'm looking at the League of Monster Slayers global.com, lomsglobal.com, and their forums. And they said, according to the forums, which are the other Funcom forums, this lore has been figured out. I guess originally you could enter any code into the lockbox 3 times and get it, but they fixed that by making it so you needed the code. If I understand it right, the code is somehow supposed to have been discoverable through the Orochi website, but that website itself is broken. So a forum discussion has been going on for a while with people trying to find the code, since nobody knowing the code, nobody knew could get the lore. Somebody finally determined the code to be 5756.
Wait, it's on But the Orochi website does work. What are you talking about?
I don't know what they mean.
Watch, there's like a picture of a fucking crate or some shit on the Orochi site.
Or maybe enter it as an ID badge number.
Isn't it just like Orochi-group.com?
.net maybe?
Oh, it's .com. It works. It comes up. Yeah, there's Orochi employee IDs for sure. Although I don't know why you would necessarily need that. Global strategies.
What was that container number?
5756.
No, if you're the one that on the texture.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I'm next to it. 64708843600. That sounds like a phone number.
Like mentioned, is it employee IDs?
Is there a specific company this is related to? Cycoil, right?
This thread says something like, I don't know where this thread came from. So I only got after paging a GM several times, so they finally granted it to me. It was the last one I needed to complete my lore journal. So that apparently it was the last one missing for a lot of people. Doing a quick Google, actually, I found that the last 4 digits of the zip code given for Polaris Biosolution Incorporated matches that code. What?
Coincidence or conspiracy?
So if you just like type in Polaris 5756. I just get
no. This is it's in San Diego, California, which is 92130.
Maybe they moved their headquarters.
Wait, Polaris Biosolution Inc., San Diego, California, 92130-5756. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, the last 4.
What is it?
The plus 4 digits, like the block code.
No. What place did you go to?
Oh my god.
I just did a Google search for Polaris Biosolutions Inc. star 5756.
Wow.
And it gave me that their address is for Polaris Biosolution Inc. 13571 Zinnia Hills Place, San Diego, California, 92130-5756.
That's funny.
Too hard, Secret World. Too hard.
That there's no way that's the actual. No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I like someone once told me it was the reverse numbers on the inside of the container above the crate times 3.
The reverse numbers times 3?
Yeah, it's on the Reddit thread. Someone once told me it was the reversed numbers on the inside of the container above the crate times 3. I haven't gone to check the container.
The numbers above the crate. Wait. Their numbers actually. Let me go into first person.
Well, you end up with a remainder, so I'm not sure what kind of math they're doing.
Yeah.
Special math.
Maybe that's why they were like, "Oh, good, it's broken. That's fine."
The other person said it was Polaris Biosolutions because they're the where did it say it? The owner of the nearby shipping crate, the IRL company. So does it list Polaris Biosolutions like as the crate company in there? Because I think the Biosolutions is a hell of a jump if you don't.
It is.
Are you saying that the game lifted a picture of a container crate from this real world company?
No, just that they put the Biosolutions on it, like supposedly, according to this thread. Like that it should act so more than just saying Polaris, it should say like Biosolutions or something somewhere.
Well, Polaris, I mean, there's a couple of Psych Oil also containers around.
Maybe you're supposed to look up the container number and it does go to like the real life company.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
If I look up Psych Oil as one of the companies on the Orochi Group website.
Yeah, but it just goes like 404 or something like that.
408 request timed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which isn't it's not a real error.
No, it's not a real error. Yeah, I could
They just
because stuff came up at a different
they
time.
They didn't want to put anything there.
Please use the main Orochi Corp portal. What if I do, 647-088 or 3600? I just type that in because that feels like it's on purpose. I also got a 408 request timed out. If I just type that into Google, 647-088-43600. Nope.
All right, now divide it by 3.
Carry the 1.
Reverse the numbers and then multiply them by 3.
But you have to be able to divide the result.
Or is it divide by 3?
Reverse it and have a workable number.
I don't know what crack they're so
It's giving me a headache trying to figure it out. I'll leave better minds to figure this one.
I'm gonna go off of that it's the Polaris Biosolution. Maybe like the last 4 digits of the zip or of the shipping address of Polaris Biosolutions Inc. So yeah, look up the owner of a nearby shipping crate. Of a nearby shipping crate? I see. I could imagine like I don't see any shipping crates with anything on it. Like, I feel like them putting a real life company into the game feels like, I don't know, like if they don't have exact permission to do that, that could cause trouble legally.
Yeah, it's a lot of trademark and IP kind of problems that they can run into.
They're like, we put your name in our video game, and suddenly they're like, what did you do? Excuse me?
Oh yeah, people are going to be showing up to take selfies all the time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what?
They use ISBN numbers on real books. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, that's a little bit different, I think.
Well, that's just a cataloging.
Well, as far as I could tell, this Polaris Biosolutions is No, they're like we're
think
not
they
really a
worked-
public-facing company. We are.
I get the impression that somebody just worked backwards from having that number that works in the name Polaris, and then somehow they got to this biosolutions company.
I can also agree with that too. Yes,
Uh,
that also sounds very much.
it's a happy accident. I love it, but I don't know how they got there.
It does sound like it's quite a stretch. That is certainly far from elegant.
Yeah, I would more believe that you do something with those numbers, because that 647088 and the 4 and the 3600, those are like completely different than any, like all the other containers have like the standard same texture on them with the same numbers.
Yeah. Try to think like, okay, 5756 times 4, 23,000.
Kind of worded backwards.
Six four seven zero eight eight divided by 3600. 179. No, it's not even close. It's not even close.
All right, get your red string.
Damn it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Big Bear, you look up the owner of a nearby shipping crate. None of the nearby shipping crates have owners. They all just say Orochi. Someone's like, well, if you look up Orochi, they've got a website.
Why is this so fucking stupid?
Why is
All right,
this so hard?
I have an idea.
Okay.
The dragon put that post out to keep the other factions busy.
I thought
Got to
you
get
had a
those
real
world
idea.
domination points.
Buy it.
Yeah.
My mission is accomplished here. Dang you, Zen. It's all you, Zen. What's up, girly? Like, I want to fight.
Kitty.
My cat's
It's an
decided she wants
unresolved
to
mystery.
fight.
It's not the only one. I don't think anyone ever solved that stupid SD card mystery either.
No.
Which one was that?
The one that got physically sent to the Funcom offices?
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
I ran that
one
by a
has
friend of
not been
mine.
done yet.
I ran that by a friend of mine who it's a noted cryptologist.
Did you give him the
And
forum
she didn't
post?
seem that interested in actually solving it.
That's sad.
I know.
You
I mean, it's
You mean
literally
somebody
not
that
the
gets
fault-
paid to do that?
Yeah,
Super
like a
user.
TED Talk giving cryptologist and
They're like, I don't give a
That's cool.
shit.
like a noted
Like, oh, neat.
a noted
Anyway.
like famous cryptologist, and she was like, eh. I'm like,
So,
no,
Zed,
for real. You should like if you help solve this, like
You'll be internet famous.
you'll be internet famous.
You can make an
Like
NFT
that
of
would
the
be
discovery.
like game news all over the place. Are you kidding me?
So, like, this person sent this shit to Funcom, and like the whole container was a puzzle as well.
Hmm.
And they made it through the first layers, and it's wrapped in a piece of paper that had like some weird fucking poem on it or some shit, like a puzzle poem.
And they mostly solved it. She was
Yeah, they
like, well,
really-
why hasn't the
Mostly.
person like, at least given them clues as to what the answers were? And I was like, because it's Secret World.
They kind of did. They came into the forum at one point and were like, all right, you guys got most of the way there, and then went off on a weird tangent. But they didn't say where the weird tangent started.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
So it didn't really help narrow anything down.
Yeah, and she was
And-
like, well, why didn't why haven't they still come forward to tell anything more? And I was like, well, because
It's a puzzle. Somebody's going to figure it out.
they're like, if
Yeah,
you know Secret
or
World, they're fine with people not knowing the answer.
Or they're dead.
Or they're dead, yeah.
They got hit by a bus and we're fucked.
Or something tragically happened to them, right?
I mean, that was my big fear when I was reading a mystery comic that was coming out like once every 2 months. I was like, I'm gonna die before this thing ends. I'm gonna die with unsolved questions.
The way I feel about my gaming backlog.
I'm gonna get hit by a bus and not know who the fourth man is. And if anyone knows that reference, awesome. I'm pretty sure like no one knows that reference. But who the fourth man was a very big thing I was focused on for a couple of years. Yeah, the SD card. I think it was multiple SD cards actually.
It was multiple SD cards, yeah.
And it was found that merging them together, you got like a single ISO, but then it had a zip file, but it has a password. And then we need the password, but the password's in one of the clues that the community got confused with.
It's the wrapping, the poem, or I don't know if it's a poem is the right word, but the weird cryptic writing on the paper that it was wrapped in is I believe supposed to be the password clue or something. I really just want to like fucking I think I used to have the files, and I believe they got archived into the new forum as well.
They did.
I need to go like grab them again and just try and like aim a brute forcer at it. Just be like, fuck this thing, I don't care.
Yeah, that's why I went to my friend and I was like, no, you can solve this. You can solve this. It's cool. Like, that would be really cool. Like, she was like, but why? Why did they make it in the first place? I'm like, because you have to understand what Secret World is in the first place.
The Secret World is all about the.
He's like, well, it's just just an MMO, right? I was like, yes, but also no.
Just an MMO. I hope you slapped them.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, but also like it's not like, you're talking like this is WoW or Final Fantasy or something. Like this is, this has more depth than people realize.
Yeah, for sure. And also apparently uncrackable codes.
Yeah, like you could play it like WoW and Final Fantasy. You'll not get as much out of it, sure, but
well, you won't complete the investigation missions without a fucking guide if you play it like that either.
Yeah,
you just get stuck. You know what's really great too is right out the gate in Kingsmith, right? The Kingsmith code one where you go to the paintings, and every single painting that's not the right one still has like clues to a wrong place.
Yes, still sends you somewhere else entirely. Yeah.
And when you find that place, it's like go back to the town hall. Like, so if like one of the paintings, I think the clues end up meaning like you go to the gas station or something, right? But then you go, like, assuming you got that painting and you solve those clues and you go to the gas station, the mission then directs you to go back to that place. It's like, you got the wrong one. So every single wrong one is a goddamn puzzle to figure out to know you were wrong in the first place. Which is honestly pretty devious.
Yes.
It's an entire room of red herrings. Because most people that I've seen play it assume that the one you click on with clues is going to be the one that you need to solve to progress. Why would someone put clues on the thing that's not the right thing? It's fucked up, man.
Just typing in Polaris in 5756 comes with a lot of really weird, like.
You're probably on a list now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like someone's car, 2012 Polaris Switchback Adventure 600 with 5,756 miles. Sure. Runs good, $3,600. Okay. Wait, $3,600. That's the same 3,600.
Hold on.
No. What?
All right, better print that out. Stick it on the board.
So it has
Is
it
that
on
if it didn't snow?
facebook.com/photos. Is a it's the Napa Auto Parts website. No, it's
There's a number say
5,756 miles. $3,600. Shut up.
Did you know that crate has a number on the side of it? Like the actual Orochi crate itself has a number on the side of it.
That the number on the side of the Orochi crate. Yeah, I'm standing right in front of it. It's 647088.
No, that's the container. The crate you open.
The box in the box.
Yeah. X35004-A00.
After the box opens? Oh, no.
No,
Okay, no,
on
I
the
see. It's on the
left side.
side.
I'm using my headlamp.
I see it. Yeah, X35004-A001.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's something on the other side too, but it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, mirrored textures are a great way to save some processing time.
There's another container in the back that says X35014-8004. That one, yeah, no, it has a number on the side. Google. You got from me X35004-A001. I'm gonna end up on some list.
If you're not already.
God, no, it's just coming up with just crap. Unless it was through the Orochi website.
Yeah.
Everything's always through the Orochi website. Here at orochigroup.com.
This shit is driving me insane.
Say,
And it's not a long trip.
Not the employee finder. Right, we know that's a... Most of the website doesn't have stuff on it. It gives you that, like...
Yeah. It's pretty specific. Series are Orochi signatures. Dude, I never noticed this before. What the fuck? You're still in the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Go walk back to the where you first jumped down to fight the boss.
Okay. Very first boss? Or no?
Well, you can't get there.
All right, yeah.
Just go back to where you jumped down to fight the Vernidian guy. And then at the back, there's a crate that has 13.0.0.0.0.0 in like a weird fucking writing on the crate.
Yeah, it does.
You see what I mean?
13.0000 or 13.0.0.0.0. Now, what the heck is that supposed to be?
The Baktong long count. Mayan calendar.
Mayan calendar. Second studio album by
2012.
British math rock band This Town Needs Guns, released January 2013. So that's the name of the band. This Town Needs Guns, TTNG. But it's their cover is basically a picture of a Mayan calendar. Which, at the time that this game released, the whole end of the world Mayans thing was pretty dang big at the time. I'm like, is there a 5756 on this page? Give me the 5756.
Well, maybe you need to. Is there like a Mayan calendar like date conversion? Because maybe that's what the other numbers go to. You know what I mean?
Got you.
The 6470884 and 3600. Is it like a Mayan calendar converter?
There is. Any date on the Gregorian calendar can be converted. Oh, just hit midnight. I was like, why did I flash? Okay. Long count date 13.0. Okay, so it is in that format 13.0000.
Calendars within calendars within calendars.
If I had to guess, I would say being super. Okay, by the way, like 14,000 hours in the game, never fucking seen this. Want to point that out. Never seen this writing on this crate, fucking ever. But the fact that it's on a crate and it's the Mayan calendar probably means that has something to do with solving the code on the other crate, right? Okay. Like that would just make a Secret World kind of sense.
It's just a second tie together like the Varangian.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll
They're throwing all these clues. Like we can find a couple of them.
Waffle, I'm gonna give you this picture.
Okay, 13.0000 corresponds to December 21st, 2012.
No, but I'm thinking of the Mayan calendar itself is probably like the key, or the thing that you would somehow feed those other numbers into. I just don't understand how yet. If that makes sense.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha.
That's my guess, anyways.
Something to end up at 5756.
Yeah. You want to show this on the screen, Waffle?
It's almost positive that 6470884 and 3600 have something to do with it.
Because I was looking at something with the Mayan calendar, and it looks like, where did I see it? When I was looking at conversion, it looked like you oftentimes ended up with 4 digits.
Show the crate.
There it is. There's the crate. There's the crate that I have never fucking seen the writing on. But it reminds me of the writing that's on Hell Raised in Boss 5 that you also don't normally see. It looks, I think, that same font, and it says like That's something like "Hail to the King" or something like that. Might just Darkness War prep signs. It seems too coincidental that is in a weird non-standard font on a crate, and then later in that same part of the dungeon is a crate that needs a code. I feel like that probably has something to do with it. But what I was gonna say was, where did I see it? I saw something that said like, there was some kind of Mayan number, and it was a four-digit number that started with a 4 that I saw in here.
So it'd be like the long count date, but it would be 5759.
$2012 was the whole end of days. Yeah, 2012 was supposed to be.
Was part of the end of days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole Mayan thing. $5756 is 1996 in Jewish calendar. Okay.
Anytime after September 95.
It's not in the lore itself, but isn't the Polaris, doesn't it tell you when it was lost? Like somewhere else in the game?
In the intro, the radio call. Or when you're coming up over the ridge, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe you could just punch in a date. Oh, my headphones just died.
Oh no. Now, when Jimmy comes back because his headphones just died, be like, "We totally figured it out." Oh my gosh, Jimmy, you missed it. I totally figured it out while you were gone.
You son of a bitch. I know you're trolling me, and that's what makes it worse.
Gone 5 seconds.
You're like, aha, I got it. You dumb motherfucker.
Now I've forgotten it forever.
It's like Lost at Sea. Something, right? Or is it when you pick up the mission from the...
I don't know.
It might be when you pick up the mission actually from Kingsmith. Because isn't there like an intro? I'm pretty sure there's an intro when you pick it up.
Okay, so I think I've come across it. Well, not the real thing. If you're gonna do the long count date of the Mayan calendar and end up with 13-5756, that transcribes to September 23rd, 2118. It's not for like a couple hundred years in the future.
Hmm.
When was Moons of Madness set?
Not that far. It was like 2050 or something like that.
When was Moons of Madness set? How fucking far in advance are we going here?
I mean, that's a legitimate question with these guys for sure.
It is.
We're like, hold on. Yeah, I know we just bought your studio, but we need you to hide this code.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Kingsmith and just grab the initial mission. I'm pretty sure there's like a starting cinematic or something.
Oh, there absolutely is. Yeah, starring Tim Russ, by the way, which is fantastic.
I swear. Date.
Yeah, it's a voiceover somewhere.
August 13th, 2007.
Sounds about right.
Could be.
How many minutes away from Halloween is that? Like,
Not many. I mean,
look at the hours. Like there's something there.
95.9 hours away. Be like almost 4 days exactly.
Wait, there's a 4. That's the middle container number.
Wait. That's the missing container. Okay,
24 hours times 60 times 4.
Get more string.
Is 5,760 minutes. So 4 days is 3,600 is basically 60 squared. So it's 60 hours. 2.5 days. I'm dying over here. What is this nonsense? I wonder if Andy knows.
He won't tell.
I
I feel like he would at this point.
I would hazard a guess that he doesn't.
I would guess more than anything else that he doesn't know.
Unless he's had to solve it for somebody or something, like personally, but I don't think he knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wouldn't have that off the top of his head. He'd be like, I have to go find somebody who might actually know.
Maybe it's when you do the second cinematic?
Coming up over the hill? Or no?
Talking about voiceovers, did anyone come back for South Africa? Like anyone?
Well, yeah, I mean, aren't all the faction like Kirsten Geary?
Harry Walgren, yeah, came back and
look at your link. Your link got blocked then.
What are you doing, Kat?
Oh yeah, Atlantic Ocean, August 4th. It's 14th, 2007. August 14th, 2007.
Is what now?
When the Polaris was lost.
Florida man can see it. August 14th, 2007. I'm just angry the side of this crate has 3600, and then I type in something for 5756, and it points to some random jet ski on Facebook. Polaris
hold on.
jet ski on Facebook.
I'm just distracted by your cat right now.
Oh yeah, she's
adorable. Gotta catch that tail.
You see my chair back here has a hole in it, and what she does is she loves climbing up there and then chasing her tail through the hole.
Oh, there she goes. Okay.
Yep. She reaches through the back, and she tries catching.
It's very, very undignified.
It's quality content.
Please like and subscribe.
But she was just spayed like 4 days ago.
Oh, sweetie.
Well, it prevented her from being in heat anymore, which is a good thing, but she still has quite the scar. What are you doing? No, you're not supposed to lick it. She's like, you can't stop me. I can't. The doctor gave us one of those like collars to put on her. And I was like, are you kidding me? You want me to put a collar on a cat? Are you sure about that?
Maybe.
Do you think that's a good idea?
One of my friends had a cat that needed surgery, and they got a collar for him. And
are you eating my chair? You jerk. What are you doing? Stop it.
And this poor cat, he gets home and he starts to get his bearings. He goes to get his food, and of course, it bottoms out. He can't get to the dish, so they sorted that out, got some little risers and everything. But then he's like, all right, I ate. I'm gonna go lay down next to the heater in his little spot, and gets to the door and then hits the doorway, and just freezes there. Poor guy had to pick him up, move him over 6 inches before he could keep walking.
No, you don't want those. The problem with this cat is that the people who owned her before us, they found her underneath a car in like a random parking lot in the middle of a pouring rainstorm.
As
when
you
she
do.
was much smaller as a kitten. And it was one of my cousins, like a distant relation cousin. I don't really know them that well. But like word came to my mother, and then my mother was like, this person's trying to get rid of this kitten, find a home for this kitten. And I was like, you know what, we can take her. So we ended up getting her, but in the meantime, my cousin didn't feed her with cat food. Whatever they were eating. So she is the biggest scavenger of foods. Whatever we're eating now, she's like, ooh, can I have some? I'll eat that. So she is such a she will, whatever you're eating, she'll just come and steal it. So I was eating some chicken nuggets before, and I turned my head for 1 second, and she just grabbed an entire chicken nugget and just ran. It's like, you jerk, what are you doing?
Accepting your offering.
You sacrifice your candies.
But she'll do it with anything. There's some foods that she's now a little better with, but pretty much any food she'll be like, what are you eating? What is that? What is that? I want some. Can I have some? We've had to Google what is safe for cats to eat? Come here. What are you doing?
Well, you'll know when it's not safe.
Yeah.
I want to get
at some point we're just like, well, she's gonna eat everything, and so we were just gonna hope that whatever she eats, that she might know better not to eat it. I don't know.
Did you know that cats cannot take spicy? They just
They
don't
can't?
have the receptors. No.
I was gonna say because she's eaten spicy things and maybe it's just she doesn't. They don't feel spicy. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like they don't have the pain response that we do.
Yeah. Well, I know that birds don't.
Yeah, they're just
Birds
like,
don't
"Ooh,
have that pain response.
vitamin A."
Because, birds are meant to propagate it.
And then the squirrels just developed a taste for it. Remember when I think it was when they're just starting to roll out fiber optics, trying to figure out how to keep the squirrels from eating the line. So they mixed in capsaicin into the plastic.
Oh yeah.
And then the squirrels got a taste for it and stripped all of the lines that they just put in. left all of the existing lines that they had been chewing on alone and would only go for the new ones now.
Like you made them tasty is what you did.
Like, I like taquitos.
And your wire tastes like it. So,
I don't know. Yeah, there's a couple things that it's like, this is spicy, and she ate it, and she was like, that's fine. Okay. All right.
It's got vitamins.
It's got what plants crave.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's what plants crave. It's what plants crave. All right. Holy crap!
Isn't there a map like on the trunk of the car? It probably doesn't have it on it.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
What?
On the bridge, there is
On the
a
bridge.
map.
Oh, yeah.
There is a map on the trunk, or on the hood.
We've
Yeah,
lost.
probably doesn't
We've
have it on.
lost.
Okay, the only thing I can think of is just that entirely different than any other code on any other bin.
Yeah. You're talking about the 647088, the 4 and the
Yes.
3600. Yeah, 100%. That thing
That
is
is 100% where the 5756 comes from.
right. And I feel like potentially the Mayan calendar factors into there somewhere. I just don't know how.
It might, yeah.
Right? You might somehow plug those numbers to a Mayan calendar. I don't know. And it spits out 5756. I have no fucking clue. I find
Hey,
it hard to
hey,
believe that
Stop.
Mayan calendar reference on the crate doesn't have something to do with the code.
Hey,
But
hey. Sorry, she's now being quite a pill. What are you doing? What are you doing back there?
yeah, it's 1:22 in the morning.
Oh shit, it is. Yeah.
We should probably wrap it up before Waffle just hits stop and we're talking to ourselves and haven't realized.
Before Waffle just crashes himself.
He just turns off the stream and we're like, blah, 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 blah.
Cat, come here. No, what are you doing? Oh my gosh.
Because I've done that, fell asleep in my chair here many times.
Yeah.
I don't think I've fallen asleep in my chair down here too often.
I've fallen asleep in this chair for sure.
I have seen
Fucks
people
up my
fall
neck.
asleep while they've been streaming, though. No.
It's okay. We'll keep streaming. Just get quiet.
All right. Well,
Guys, do you know what the map on the car is of?
The island itself, isn't it?
It's Blue Mountain. The map on the car is of Blue Mountain.
is it?
Yeah, it's just Blue Mountain. There's-
Just throw any map down. It'll be fine.
There's the mansion, there's the quarry, like it's
Okay. All right.
it's not the whole one. It's literally just Blue Mountain.
All right. Well, before my cat gets any more insane, keep in mind we did have a stream once, and she like turned off all the lights in my living room. while I was streaming. Actually, that was the while we were doing the thing with Scrivenomancer and
Shrikathon.
Our
Yeah,
Shrikathon, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing insane things back then, and she's doing insane things now. You know, you're not supposed to bite the hand that feeds you. This is the hand that feeds you.
Prove it.
Nom.
Like, nuh-uh.
Don't see any food in it right now.
Yeah, there's no food there. All right. If it's all right with you, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop moving around my monitor.
Oh, kill it. Please keep moving your monitor. Now, okay with me?
All right, well, agents, this has been the 0 Point Report, strain 56-VDR, where we're trying to solve where this 5756 comes from, among other things. You can catch us recording live every other Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 0 Point Report Twitch channel, where you can also join us and chat with us while we do the show live, or download our show wherever podcasts are found so you can listen to us on the go. Jimmy, where can we find you online?
Figuring out this goddamn puzzle.
Yeah, right?
And next, world peace, but only after I figure this out.
Only after we get this.
JimmyTheRabbit.com, Twitch.tv/JimmyTheRabbit, YouTube.com/JimmyTheRabbit, and @1JimmyTheRabbit on Twitter.
Nice. And Two-Ton Waffle, where can we find you?
Well, I'll be figuring out the cure for cancer.
Nice. Nice.
No, you can find me.
The answer at the same time.
You can find me over at
we'll find this code.
twotonwaffle.com. So trovo.live/twotonwaffle.
Okay.
And all Twitter. The things.
All of Twitter. All of it.
Yep.
And Reframe, where can we find you online? Go ahead and plug your all your things that you got going on.
All right, great. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at InmediasRes_VO. That's INMEDIASRES_VO, voiceover. On YouTube, it's youtube.com/C/in-the-middle-of-things, or InmediasRes again, or just any of the socials for Secret World. I've probably posted all over it, so should be easy to find.
Excellent.
And what about you and the cat? Where can we find you?
I say I'm Ocho, and you can find me both on Twitter and here on Twitch at Big Mikey Ocho. So you can get in touch with us by engaging with the show on Twitter at 0 Point Report, checking our previous shows on our YouTube channel, and joining us on our Discord server, both named the 0 Point Report. She's being a sketch. Go.
Yeah, that's it. Just go.
Ready, just go.
Get out of here.
From all of us
Why
here
are
at the
you
0
still
Point
here?
Report, we want to thank you for tuning in and wish you all the best from the Secret World. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. And if you figured out why it's 5756,
You goddamn tell us.
you goddamn tell us. See you next time, everyone.
It's very important.
Bye, everybody.